First game for the Bulldogs played in the month of October. It seems like a summer evening, very warm and mild here at Charlie Trippi Stadium in Yatesville as the Bulldogs get set to take on the Patriots of Pittston area. Here is the starting lineup for Berwick at the tight end, number 11, Joe Norris. He is 6'3", 185 pounds, a senior. 4 pass receptions on the season for 33 yards. The left tackle, number 72, Ben Peck. He is 6'3", 251 pounds, a junior. The left guard is number 73, Tom Monaco, the only returning starter from a year ago. Very, very good as a pulling guard, 6'3", 284 pounds, senior. The starting center is just a sophomore, number 79, Noah Craig. He is 6 foot, 246 pounds. The right guard is also a sophomore, Mike Zalutko, number 71, 6'1", 264 pounds. The right tackle is number 70, Chase Struthers, 6'3", 294 pounds, senior. The Bulldogs blessed with many good wide receivers, including number 14, Damon Beckhorn, a 6 foot, 181 pound senior, 15 catches on the season to lead the team, 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. And number 13, Jared Watts. He is a 5'10", 167 pound senior, 14 receptions on the season, 223 yards and 2 touchdowns. The quarterback making his 2017 debut, number 9, Jared Marshman. 6'1", 221 pounds, a senior. A year ago, he threw for 1,531 yards and 11 touchdowns and ran for 416 yards and 6 touchdowns. But then the devastating injury in mid-July, he's gone through all the rehab, and now he is ready to go this evening, his 2017 debut. The leading rusher on this team is number 8, Evan Klinger. He's 5'10", 175 pounds, a senior. 434 yards rushing on the season. That's 10th in the Wyoming Valley Conference, and 4 touchdowns. At the fullback spots, we'll see number 44, Joey Lynn. 5'11", 216 pounds, junior. Normally a fullback, although for the first time this season, last Friday night against Coughlin at Wilkes-Barre Memorial, Lynn moved into the tailback spot in the second half and ran the ball very, very effectively. He, on the season, has 11 carries for 82 yards and a touchdown. We'll also see at that fullback spot, number 42, Eric Montez, 6'1", 195 pounds sophomore. On the season, 3 catches for 39 yards and a touchdown. That is the starting lineup offensively for the Bulldogs under Frank Sheptock in his second season as head coach. They come in with a 5-1 overall record. They are the top point getter right now with a sizable lead over second place Dallas among District 2 Quad A teams. For the Pittston area Patriots, they'll use a couple of tight ends, including number 82, Tony Gorey. He is a 6'3", 181 pound junior, 6 catches on the season for 55 yards. Also see number 90, John DeLuca. He's a 6 foot, 220 pound junior. He has 6 catches for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. The left tackle is number 77, Riley Brody. 6'3", 205 pound junior. The left guard is number 75, Joey Jones. 6 foot, 200 pound junior. Ed Galonis is the starting center for the Pats. He wears number 62. He's 5'11", 216 pounds, a junior. Nathan Lombardo starts at right guard. He wears number 66. He is a 6 foot, 240 pound senior. And the right tackle, number 51, Jake Rutkowski, 6'2", 255 pounds, a senior. They have a number of talented wide receivers, none more talented than number 33, Kevin Kraftchick. He is a 6 foot, 190 pound senior, currently 4th in the Wyoming Valley Conference in receptions with 27. He's averaging over 21 yards a reception and has caught 5 touchdown passes. Those passes coming from the senior quarterback, number 12, Walter Coles. He is 6 foot, 180 pounds, coming off a terrific effort against Abington Heights on the road last Saturday afternoon. 22 for 32, 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. On the season, he is second in the Wyoming Valley Conference in passing yards, 1,233, and a really good touchdown to interception ratio, 13 touchdown passes, just 5 interceptions. The leading rusher on this team is number 4, Kemar Woodruff. He is a 6'1", 185-pound senior, 94 carries on the season, for 464 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's just under 5 yards a carry, 7th in the Wyoming Valley Conference in that department. They'll use a number of fullbacks, including number 38, Tyler Furlick, is a 6-foot, 210-pound senior. Among the other wide receivers, Kevin Kravchik's younger brother, Andrew, who's a 6'2", 170-pound sophomore, he has 8 catches, 3 of them for touchdowns. 8 catches, 128 yards on the season. So they use a number of different receivers in this wide-open offense, an offense that should be a challenge to Berwick's top-ranked defense here tonight. Those are the Patriots. They average 27.3 points a game. That's 4th among the 17 teams in the Wyoming Valley Conference, and they are 3rd overall in passing yardage, 4th in total offense. So whether they can stop Berwick or not, that'll be the question. But they certainly have the firepower to challenge Berwick defensively. The Patriots, under Nick Barberi in his first season as head coach, come in with a 3-3 overall record. They opened with a loss to Crestwood, 34-15. Then they beat Tunkhannock, 36-20. Were routed by Dallas, 38-7. Were routed by Valley View, 58-20. And then back-to-back games have come up with victories over GAR, 35-13, and Abington Heights, 51-34. We are at Charlie Trippi Stadium in Yatesville tonight, and if you're not familiar with the name Charlie Trippi, you need to do some football history. He's quite a story. 95 years old, going strong in Athens, Georgia, a Pittston graduate of 1939. He was an All-American at Georgia, and right now he is the oldest player to be a number 1 pick in the National Football League. You have to go back to 1945 when he was the number 1 pick. Just 2 years later, he led them to the 1947 NFL title. That is the Chicago Cardinals, who drafted him. He has been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. He's been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame back in 1968. And a real achievement by his among those is the fact that, as you know, if you follow college football, Georgia and Florida is a great rivalry. And just a couple of years ago, they celebrated the 90th renewal of that rivalry. And they took a poll of who would be the best player in 90 years of Georgia versus Florida. Was it Herschel Walker? No. Was it Tim Tebow? No. It was Charlie Trippi. So he has this stadium named after him, and that is an honor, obviously, due him. So it's the Bulldogs against the Patriots. Andy will be by later with the keys to tonight's game. We'll return. You're listening to Berwick Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
Harry's Sporting Goods, a staple in downtown Berwick, in business for over 125 years. Harry's Sporting Goods carries a wide variety of sneakers and cleats, now featuring Brooks running shoes. Harry specializes in sneakers and seasonal sporting goods, but also carries work boots and name brands including Nike and Under Armour. Harry's Sporting Goods, keeping the tradition alive while keeping up in the new era. Visit them on Facebook or on West Front Street in Berwick. Harry's Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new sneaks. Proud to support area sports teams.
Welch's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welch's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welch's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welch's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welch's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility. quality Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
Riverview Block of Berwick, with over 60 years of service, can handle all of your block and concrete needs. They carry all sizes of concrete and lightweight block. They have front end discharge trucks for ready-mix concrete. Riverview Block also carries all masonry supplies, sand and gravel. For prompt delivery, call Riverview Block 752-7191. Riverview Block is proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs.
The Classic Rock Channel, 103.5.
Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, are your roofing experts for Luzerne, Columbia, and Montour counties. With 26 years of experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Red's Roofing will get the job done right for your decks, siding, or roofing? Specializing in metal and rubber shingles, most roofing work is done in one day. So remember the name, Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Call Red's Roofing, 752-4351. Owner Harry Titus, a proud supporter of the Berwick football team.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big-time plans. Together we'll grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Pittston area Patriots have just made their way on the near side of the field. Bulldogs on the far side. Get ready for high school football. Keys to tonight's game, Andy Lichty.
Well, defensively, Berwick's going to have to stop the passing game of quarterback Walter Coles. He's a good one. His numbers don't lie. All the numbers are there. 205 yards a game. Great efficiency rating. 13 touchdowns, just 3 interceptions. He's for real. 4 touchdowns last week. You mentioned his tremendous performance, Jim. And he has some tough receivers, the best being Kevin Krofchuk. Krofchuk has about half the receiving yards on the team. So what's Berwick got to do to match up? Well, they got to match their top talent up, I think, with Krofchuk. And, Berwick has top talent. They have a Damon Beckhorn. They have a Tegan Wilk. They have an Evan Klinger. They have an Alex Parks, any of whom I think would rise to that challenge and really want to go at it and, relish the thought of taking on a team's top receiver. Can they stop Kemar Woodruff? We'll have to see. They'll also go with a number of nickel and dime packages, and they'll have to get some timely pressure out of their front 3, front 4, or a blitzing package. We're going to pause now as we're ready for the national anthem.
We'll be back with the kickoff. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
The Mayo Funeral Homes, located at 110 Chestnut Street in Berwick and 77 Main Street in Chickashinny, are proud sponsors of Berwick Bulldog football. The Mayo Funeral Homes, serving all faiths, makes it easier for those you love with pre-arranged funeral counseling, insurance, and pre-financed funerals. Mayo Funeral Homes also offers expert guidance in both traditional and cremation services. Mayo Funeral Homes, perfection in every detail.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptock. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Moments away for the kickoff to start tonight's game between Pittston area and Berwick, the 34th meeting between these two schools. Continuing with the keys to tonight's game, Andy Lichty.
Well, we look defensively of stopping the pass, and Berwick has a number of ways. We said good matchups. They have strong people in the secondary. Work in the nickel-dime package and work in timely blitzes. Turn it over offensively, and it's, hey, what's going to happen? You got to break in Jared Marshman into varsity action this season. Now, two schools of thought. You ease them in, where you throw him right into the deep end. I think Jared Marshman would like to be thrown into the deep end. I think he'd like to come out firing. Who knows? This first play might be a bomb deep downfield. We'll see. Coach might think it might be a little easier to establish the team's running game a little bit, get his feet under him, get him a little bit just where he's taking the snaps with people coming live. We'll see as it goes, but he is going to be a key offensively, going to be a key to the success of the playoff run. And, this is his first steps in doing that. So I think offensively he is the key as to how quickly they can get him going.
Berwick has won the toss, and they will get the football to start. So we'll get our look at Jared Marshman very, very early. The officiating crew, Frank Galicki is the referee, John Basic the umpire, linesman, Carmen Saporito, Tony Dorso is the line judge, Rich Paquetta is the field judge, and the side judge is Jerry Stefanski.
Interesting weather for tonight's game. Interesting conditions. Real grass. Berwick doesn't get to see real grass. We're on a field. Very lush, nice deep crown. Very well marked for a grass field. Very well covered with turf. I feel it's rather sticky and humid. Considering it's Game 7, that's hard to say. You're in Week 7 of a football season. You're expecting to be bundled up. But, the question is, should the officials have worn their shorts instead of their long pants? It is that sticky. One where conditioning may come into play. So field conditions and weather, kind of unique.
Shane Sims will kick it off for Pittston area, and Berwick will move from our right to our left as we view things in the first half. Bulldogs in their white jerseys, white pants, white helmets, blue numerals and trim. Patriots in the red, white, and blue. Red helmets, blue jerseys, white pants, white numerals, and trim. And Berwick, as always, a threat in the run-back department. Bulldogs with 3 people deep. Tegan Wilk, Evan Klinger, and Alex Parks. Sims, the senior, has it teed up. Weekend number 7 of the 10-week regular season is underway here at Yatesville. The kick comes up short. Parks will field it at the 19-yard line to the 20, to the 25, the 30, the 35, the 40, the 45 to midfield down this far sideline. The 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5. He's in for a score. Did he go out of bounds?
Official stopping at the 30-yard line of Pittston Gym, marking the spot where the kicker got just enough to force him out. Wasn't a real great attempt by the kicker, who kind of came over and didn't really want the collision. But it forced him to kind of step a little bit wide and just go out of bounds. But boy, what a wonderful return.
And Alex Parks is the one that you probably wouldn't expect of those 3 back there. But what a great return to the Pittston area 30-yard line. He'll go against a 3-4 defense now, will Jared Marshman. Jake Rutkowski, Nathan Lombardo, Riley Brody, the front 3. 2 big, strong inside linebackers in Dorian Ryans and Tyler Furwick. Mike Coe and Dylan Sperlin outside. Rich Wallace and Kemar Woodruff are the corners. Matt Storinsky and Kevin Krafchick are the safeties.
Big number 9 quarterbacking.
He's back to throw. He fires a quick inside screen to Tegan Wilk, and Wilk spins down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line.
Real nice, easy toss. Could have lateraled it, really. Sideways about, 10 feet or so, and then Tegan Wilk picking up quick pulling blockers, stretch it for an 8-yard gain.
Second down and 2. Berwick at the 22-yard line of the Patriots. A slot to the right side. Marshman out of the gun. Gives the ball to Evan Klinger, looking for the first down yardage, and he appears to have it inside the 20-yard line. So after a 51-yard kick return to open the game by Alex Parks, Berwick threatening early as they're going to mark the football at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, knifing from right to left over one guard to the other side, plunging in to get the chains.
Wide receiver to either side. Now under center is Marshman. Gives the ball to Klinger up the middle inside the 15, and Evan Klinger inside the 10-yard line. Great job by that offensive front. Kevin Krafchick has to come from his safety position to make the stop on Evan Klinger, who picks up 11. It's 1st and goal Berwick at the Pittston area 9.
And Noah Craig at center, Tom Monaco, Nick Zaluto, just driving straight ahead, making the seam for Evan Klinger.
First and goal for the Bulldogs. Here is now Joey Lynn at tailback. And J.J. Snyder ahead of him. Lynn gets the call at the left side. Great defense by Dorian Ryans from his linebacker spot. Nothing doing on the play. Second down and 10. Ryans, a 6'1", 225-pound senior.
Net in there strongly by the linebacker and really nowhere to go that time.
Second and goal, Berwick at the 9-yard line. New look for the Bulldogs. J.J. Snyder at fullback, Joey Lynn at tailback. Worked very, very effectively in the second half against Coughlin. Now they're out of that I formation. There's a lot of confusion, and they're going to have to use a timeout. 10:13 to go first quarter, no score. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
10:13 remaining in the first quarter. Berwick following their timeout. A second down and goal at the Pittston area 9-yard line. Slot to the right. Out of the gun. The call goes to Evan Klinger off the right side. He's hit down hard after a gain of just a couple to the 7-yard line. Now Berwick facing a third down and goal.
Might be a passing situation here. Tough to establish that run with Pittston coming up as strong as they are. The only pass we've seen so far out of quarterback Jared Marshman was a little sideways toss. This one will be downfield using the shotgun.
Tegan Wilk wide to the left. Damon Beckhorn wide to the right. The pass to Wilk over the middle. He makes the grab, but then is hit hard about the 4-yard line. Pass on target, but a good hit by Kemar Woodruff. So now Berwick, fourth down and goal. And it looks like they will not be going for the field goal here, as Lynn and Snyder check into that backfield.
I formation seems to indicate run, maybe a bootleg.
As the give is the Joey Lynn off the right side. Lynn headed toward the end zone. Did he get in there? No. And Pittston area has made a goal line stand. They'll take over the football with 9:05 remaining in the quarter. Dorian Ryans from his linebacker spot with a big defensive play for the Patriots.
Yeah. There was a nice isolation block, but Dorian Ryans grabbed Joey Lynn by the ankle, pulled him down about a yard, half yard from the goal line. So Pittston will get the ball, but with horrible field position, but very happy to stop Berwick from getting points.
They're at their 1-yard line. We apologize if it doesn't sound like there's anybody here. They are, but our crowd mic is not functioning. I formation behind the quarterback, Walter Coles. Woodruff gets the call. Kemar Woodruff looking for room, gets some, and then the ball's taken out of his hands, but the whistle blew it dead as Tegan Wilk thought he had a touchdown.
They stood him up, and it's a question of whether they call that dead. When does the whistle blow? He never went to the ground, so you don't see a tackle. Tegan Wilk did take the ball, then stripping it out of his hands, spinning away, and high-stepping into the end zone. That's going to award him about 4 yards on the carry.
Yeah, it is a nice gain for Woodruff, who is their leading rusher on the season. Second down and 6. Pittston area from the 5-yard line. Power I to the left side. Woodruff again on the call. Looking for room off the left and doesn't get much. Berwick defensively, number 1 in the Wyoming Valley Conference against the rush, 65.8 yards a game.
J.J. Snyder switched jerseys to put a 34 on. You can do a little bit more at fullback if they want to throw to him that way. But he really smelled that out, chased it to his right, and made the tackle.
So here's a third down and 6 for Pittston area from the 5-yard line. Coles under center.
Very tight formation.
And Coles in the end zone tries to throw out that end zone in the grasp, and the pass comes up short. Berwick got great penetration. I believe it was Joey Lynn across that line right in on the quarterback. That is a big play by him, so fourth down punting situation for Pittston area.
Joey Lynn had the quarterback at the waist, slid down to his knees, and the quarterback basically spit the ball out to an open area on the right side, hoping to make something, at least where he wouldn't take the sack.
Fourth down and 6 for the Patriots at their 5-yard line.
Punter lined up very deep near the back line of the end zone.
Here's Rich Wallace, gets the snap and gets the kick away. And a nice kick. And it goes over the head of Evan Klinger, rolling all the way to the Berwick 35-yard line. Klinger hand in, and we tackle at the 32. Well, you can't do it any better than that. The long punt and then great coverage downfield. Leading the way for the Patriots and making the stop was Matt Storinsky.
Kevin Krawczyk also down there. You know, it's one thing he had to take the risk to pick it up, hoping he can at least spin and the coverage wouldn't be down and he might get 10 yards, that big bounce back. But no, Krawczyk right there on top of him and takes it, maximizes the punt. Wow, from as deep as you can go in the end zone down to the opposite 30-yard line.
Berwick, 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line. Bulldogs moving from our right to our left. 7:28 to go in a scoreless first quarter. Jared Marshman back to throw, fires over the middle, has Jared Watts over the 45. Watts gets by a man over midfield, still on his feet to the Patriot 49-yard line. So Marshman on target to Jared Watts, who's usually good for a couple of missed tackles on the opposition. He's tough to bring down.
He's really tough in open field. I got him for 19 on that. Came from the left side, and then after the catch, crossed at the linebacker level, making people miss.
1st and 10 from the 49. Back to throw as Marshman has his man, Damon Beckhorn, and Beckhorn with a first down to the Patriots' 39-yard line.
4 for 4 for Jared Marshman. The only easy one was a little spit to start the game. The next 3 passes were more challenging. Had to read coverages and put all of them on the money. So he's looking very, very sharp for a guy who hasn't played football in a year.
Now Alex Force is in there as a wide receiver to the left. There's a slot to the right side. Protector to either side of Marshman. He gives to one of those backs. It's Owen Shoemaker, and Shoemaker gets very little as he tries the left side. Dorian Ryan's closing from his linebacker spot to make the tackle for the Patriots.
I could get a little bit more out of the running game. They know that Marshman can throw, and the receivers are very talented in finding the seams. But you want to be able to balance what you're doing, get a little bit more. That barely netted half a yard.
2nd down and 9. Berwick at the Pittston area, 38-yard line. Marshman out of the gun, and the snap came before he was really ready for it, and then some movement.
There was movement in the line. I don't blame the center on that one. Someone else near him flinched, and then his snap came back a little bit sooner than expected. So a quick 5 yards, but not on the center, Jim.
2nd and 14 for Berwick at the Pittston area 43-yard line. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Marshman has the shotgun snap, fires a quick out, has his man, a completion across the way for just a couple to the 39-yard line. Jared Watts with the reception.
Brad Montgomery with real tight coverage, though, as Watts turns at 3 yards. Brad Montgomery is right there in his face, driving him back. So a very, very short gain on the catch by Watts.
They give him 6, so it's 3rd down and 8 for Berwick at the Pittston area 37-yard line. Marshman has the shotgun snap. He's back to throw. He's looking. He's looking long down the far side to Beckhorn, just beyond his reach. Make that Tegan Wilk. Wilk had it sailed just beyond his reach. Pretty good throw by Jared Marshman.
Yeah, I think maybe Wilk didn't believe he could throw it that far. Marshman was 5 for 5, and I think that should have been 6 for 5.
That'd be
Touch
tough.
the receiver. Touch the receiver in the hand. I don't know if he was going at full stride, maybe not having the confidence in the quarterback throwing it quite that far. But boy, Marshman did.
So Alex Sharkuski will punt it for Berwick, standing at midfield. Alex Force with a good snap. Cherkowski's kick, low line drive to the far side. Krafchick will let it go out of bounds. And we'll see where they mark it, but a pretty good attempt by Cherkowski.
Yeah, they don't triangulate it much at all. Pretty much where the official was standing is where they're going to mark it.
Ryan Lawbaugh down on the play for Berwick, as we'll have an injury timeout. They'll tend to him. We have 5:33 remaining in this first quarter, and no score. And Pittston area, the first time they had it, they took over at their own 1-yard line. This time they'll take over at the 10. So Berwick with the field position advantage, but nothing on the board. 5:33 to go, as they have Ryan Lawbaugh sitting up now. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, SafeLight has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want SafeLight, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Alex Force was actually the injured player for Berwick. He walked off under his own power, as the give on the play is to Kemar Woodruff, as Pittston area goes to the ground, and Woodruff brought down right about the line of scrimmage. Ryan Lawbaugh with the tackle. So it was Alex Force, the injured player, that went off the field. Ryan Lawbaugh just now made a very good tackle on Kemar Woodruff, and a loss of 3 back to the 7-yard line. 2nd down and 13, Pittston area. 5:05 to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Pittston's attempted 3 runs and has nothing to show for it. Kemar Woodruff had a gain, then a loss, and now this loss put him back to 0.
Well, they'd love to put the ball in the air, but they just had the field position to do that. Let's see what they do on 2nd and 13 from their own 7-yard line. 3 receivers to the left. Coles gives to Woodruff, tries the right side. Looked like there was something there. Made a nice hurdle of a tackler. He gets out to the 15-yard line. And a nice move on Ryan Lawbaugh. Picked up 8 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Penalty, or the lost yardage on the first play hurts the drive, though. That would have been a great first down play. But as it is, as you mentioned, 3rd and a long 5, pushing 6 yards. A penalty won't get them this.
The ball at the Pittston area 15-yard line. Kevin Krafchick wide left. Brian Giambre in a slot to the left, and Coles will operate out of the shotgun. Woodruff to his left. Fake to Woodruff. Coles rolls left. Fires out of the backfield. Has Gorey, and Gorey is hit hard. Knocked out the 14-yard line. There is a flag down the play.
Got to see who made the hit. Damon Beckhorn's the one who came up and really drilled him through the chest. And then after that, the flag came out late. I can't see a penalty on the hit. It was hard into the chest and stopped him dead in his tracks.
So Gorey got the pass and picked up just a yard on the reception to the 16-yard line. Now the officials trying to sort things out. Obviously is well short of a first down.
Wonder if a lineman drifted downfield. I can't see what this is going to be. That's what it is. A lineman went downfield, Jim.
So the penalty is declined, and Berwick will get a shot at the football, as Rich Wallace, who boomed a punt last time, will get another opportunity. Tegan Wilk and Evan Klinger deep for the Bulldogs, figure to get good field position. Of course, they figured last time, and it didn't work out.
Well, they'll be a little bit deeper. They'd rather come up than try to go back to catch the punt. Keep it in front of them. Not just that it went deep, but then the tremendous bounce afterwards and the great coverage.
It's like Mike Coe back there to punt. Called that Wallace, but it's Coe, and a high kick, and Tegan Wilk at the 45. Tegan Wilk at the 40 and dragged out to 38. Maybe a horse collar and some yardage added on to this.
Riley Brody, big lineman, grabbed him by the jersey near the shoulder and pulled him down. I didn't think it was a horse collar. I didn't think he grabbed the neck. Pittston's pointing that's against Berwick, Jim. Sort it out and see maybe a block near the point of that tackle was illegal.
And we got one of these crews that are very, very deliberate.
Personal foul, and they pointed Pittston.
Yep. I think that was the call.
Very well may be right. It's a question of the momentum. You don't want the shoulder pads and the jersey coming into the person's throat. So when you do get that grab from behind and jerk it back, there's the potential for injury. I don't know if it was...
Now he pointed the other way as he went over to Frank Sheptock and pointed the other way. So we've had a personal foul pointed both ways, and now the walk-off is actually going to be against Berwick.
Pittston reacted like it was against Berwick. I didn't think the tackle warranted a flag. I can see where you're coming from by the look at it when the flag went. But somewhere else there was a personal foul. He just pointed the wrong way the first time. And Berwick will have to overcome that with field position now on their side of the 50-yard line.
For the first time in this opening quarter. Great field position for Berwick throughout, but with 3:41 to go, there's still no score as the Bulldogs from their own 47-yard line. And now Damon Beckhorn out of the Wildcat. Keeps the football off the right side, and Beckhorn will get to the Pittston area 45-yard line. This worked effectively against Coughlin last Friday night. Beckhorn taking direct snaps and reading and picks up 7 there, 2nd and 3.
Tyler Furlick, one of those two dominant inside linebackers, making a play to get over and get it, but not until there's an 8-yard gain.
And again, Beckhorn out of the Wildcat, and a snap goes through him. He goes back, recovers, in trouble, near the Berwick sideline, and forced out of bounds across the way for a big loss inside the 45-yard line.
Yeah, not much he can do. If he really was thinking about it as he's rolling, he might have tried to throw it downfield in the direction of somebody. But as it is, as it gets forced out of bounds, the team will take a loss of about 12 yards.
And it will be 2nd down and 15 for the Bulldogs. Back at their 43-yard, make it 3rd down. And now Marshman back in there at the quarterback controls, has the snap, back to throw. Here comes the pass rush. First time he's been harassed in the game. He's got to keep the football, and he's going to be brought down at the 46-yard line.
Not very mobile. Of course, the injury is part of that. He's also, I think, in the fact he wasn't able to do a lot of running. He's just not comfortable with it. He's added some weight. He's a big fellow. He can do power running. But there he would have needed tremendous speed to make anything happen on that play, and they bring him down.
3 yards on the carry by Jared Marshman as Kevin Krapchick back deep, anticipating the punt from Alex Sharkowski. Boy, Berwick has squandered great field position in this opening quarter. The snap is there, and the kick is away. Krapchick will field at the 20-yard line to the 25 and ridden out of bounds about the 29-yard line. We'll have to check to see who's doing the long snapping for Berwick now because Alex Force injured earlier.
It's a 50 number, Jim. I didn't quite catch it. A nice play down there, knocking the man out of bounds. I think it was Owen Shoemaker who made the play.
So Pittston area gets it at their 29-yard line, and this is their best field position to start at possession in this opening quarter, which has 2:10 to go. And Berwick and Pittston area knotted in a scoreless tie.
For a team that's known for its passing, just 2 passes, just 1 complete. That one really didn't gain much, just a yard or so, as Damon Beckhorn put it hard to Tony Carey.
Coe is the tight end on the right side. The give is to Woodruff, trying to sweep right side, and he's hit hard as he gets up to about the 35-yard line. Woodruff, the workhorse on this team. Ryan Lawbaugh coming from the corner position to make the play for the Bulldogs.
They run weak side well. They give a little fake like they're going to go left, wide side, additional receiver side. And then the pitch comes, and they're going opposite of that to the right here toward the Pittston bench.
They gave Woodruff 6 yards on the carry, so it's 2nd down and 4 for the Patriots at their own 35-yard line.
They open their formations up a little bit more now.
Slot to the left side. Coles out of the gun. Has the snap. Rolls left. Fires to the far sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Kevin Kravchuk.
Coverage just too tight, and it looked like a single receiver pattern. As the quarterback Coles rolled left, he saw Kravchuk was covered just too well. Heaved it out of bounds off his back foot as he felt some pressure.
Tyler Furlick checks in for the Patriots. Blocking back. Rich Wallace comes in as a wide receiver. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Pittston area from their own 35-yard line with 1:28 to go in this scoreless first quarter.
Quarterback has the ability to run. He's in shotgun, though.
Woodruff to his left. Coles back to throw. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. As Joey Lynn got in front of that pass, almost had a pick. And the punt team on again for the Patriots.
Wanted a quick slant to a tight end over the middle, but Joey Lynn right in the area. Had to go low down to his knee. Couldn't bat it back to himself. So Berwick will force a punt after a strong series on defense.
Back to punt will be Mike Coe for the Patriots. Evan Klinger, Tegan Wilk back for the Bulldogs. The kick is away. It's returnable from the 35-yard line by Klinger to the 40, the 45 to midfield. Down the far sideline, the 40, 35, and inside the 35-yard line. Evan Klinger with a terrific return, and Berwick once again with great field position with 1:13 to go in a scoreless first quarter.
Well, no one for Pittston got down in coverage except for Joe Carey, and he lost the angle of pursuit rather quickly with the speed of that return man. Eventually changed the angle and rolls him out of bounds, but not till it approaches the original line of scrimmage. Great return.
31 yards on the return by Evan Klinger. Berwick 1st and 10 at the Pittston area, 34-yard line. Jared Marshman making his season debut, coming back from injury at the quarterback controls.
5 of his first 5 completed.
Play action, back to throw, steps up into it, fires over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Evan Klinger down around the 10-yard line, a little beyond his reach.
Needed just a little bit more touch to float that one up. His adrenaline is flowing. He sent a man down the right sideline, and then Klinger released and was going sort of inside of that pattern, not as deep and not quite at the hash. It was there, but he needed a little bit more touch on that one.
2nd and 10, Bulldogs from the Patriot 34. The give is to Joey Lynn, and Dorian Ryan brings him down right at the line of scrimmage. I'll tell you what, Dorian Ryan is a specimen from that linebacker position. Listen, at 6'1", 225 pounds, he's all of that. And he's already made his presence felt in this game.
He certainly has. He's made a number of impact hits. He's tough. He's tough, especially on Joey Lynn. I think he's reading this I formation very, very well. Berwick may have a tendency with certain plays. They like the isolation play inside the tackles, and he's anticipating it.
3rd and 10. Trips to the left, and one of those trips receivers, Jared Watts, gets a head start, and this situation, which was tough to begin with, will get a little tougher.
Penalties have hurt Berwick all year, Jim, and again in this game.
And it's a timeout by the Bulldogs. 27 seconds to go in the first quarter, no score. You're listening to Berwick Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Hogs Hollow Saloon is the place to get the area's most popular barbecue. All house smoked daily. Smoked pulled pork, ribs, beef brisket, jumbo wings, chicken, and more. Hogs Hollow Saloon is bringing entertainment back to the area 3 nights a week. National tribute bands, local bands, and Wednesday night open mics. Inside dining, outdoor dining on the deck, entertainment inside and out. Be sure to grab the area's original Orange Crush. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 between Berwick and Orangeville. Check them out on Facebook.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Doyle, Andy Lickney, our spotter Gary Kreischer from Charlie Trippi Stadium in Yatesville. 27 seconds to go in the first quarter, no score. Berwick following their timeout. 3rd down and 11. A quick pitch to the left side to Tegan Wilk, and Wilk is stood up, brought down by Krafchick and Ryans. He gets inside the 30 to about the 28-yard line.
Sliding for about 7 yards on the quick little slant. After 2 steps, he has the ball and he's running. 4th down play coming up for Berwick. They need about 5.
Slot to the left side. Wide receiver right. Marshman out of the gun. Has the snap. Back to throw. Fires. That goes off the hands of Tegan Wilk. Right on his hands at the 22-yard line. So Pittston area will take over when the second quarter begins. 1 in the books here at Charlie Trippey Stadium in Yatesville. Berwick nothing. Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels in Berwick is a dream getaway for your dog when you are away. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels offers on-site grooming, 19 air-conditioned kennels, and a fenced-in area for your dog to play. At Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels, there are no restrictions on size or weight of your dog. The only thing they ask is that all dogs have proof of updated vaccines, including kennel cough. Call 570-759-8181 to schedule your dog's dream vacation today. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels is a proud supporter of the Berwick Bulldogs.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the second quarter, Southern Columbia leads Montoursville 21-0. In the first, Wyoming Valley West leads Amundsen 7-0. And Delaware Valley leads Williamsport 13-3 in the first. I'm Ben Willis, Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
And Berwick will look at this first quarter and rue their missed opportunities. They started one possession at the Pittston area 30. Another at their 32, another at their 34, and they have nothing to show for it. There is no score, and Pittston area has the ball at their own 28, moving from our right to our left as we begin this second quarter.
Can't blame Jared Marshman, 6 of 9 passing, and of the 3 incompletes, I thought 2 were catchable balls. Now, he's doing his part.
5 wide receivers now for the Patriots. 3 to the right side. Coles. Back to throw, looking, fires, has his man, Wallace, over the 40 and out of bounds. Nicely done. Rich Wallace came in motion from one of those wide receivers to the right. They faked to him, but then he kept running through, and Coles hit him on the fly. They mark him at the 40, so it's a 12-yard pickup. 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
It was a nice design. J.J. Snyder was bearing down on the quarterback who threw that safety valve receiver. And a 12-yard catch, just his 4th catch of the season.
1st and 10, Pittston area from their own 40-yard line. Trips to the right. Slot to the left. Coles out of the gun. Again, Wallace in motion. Again, a fake to him. This time the pass, though, goes to Kevin Krafchick. And he is brought down by Alex Parks at the 45-yard line. So Pittston area is starting to open it up. They had terrible field position that opening quarter. Couldn't really do it. There's a 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4.
But keeping it in front, Berwick, the corners, you can't get too jumpy and then get beat on the double move. Krafchick has the best double moves around. If he's going to run a little stop and go or a slant and go, that's what's troublesome. He catches a 6-yarder in front of you, and you just credit the execution.
3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Coles out of the gun. Empty backfield, and now Pittston area will burn a timeout. 11:05 to go first half, no score. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Neighbor Fence Company has fencing for where you want it, serving Columbia, Montour, and Luzerne counties. Neighbor Fence provides top-quality residential and commercial fencing, vinyl, chain link, wood, aluminum, and ornamental fencing, plus vinyl railing and specialty products. Neighbor Fence Company, 1140 State Route 239 in Wapwallopen. Call 570-752-4423 or visit them online at neighborfencecompany.com. Neighbor Fence Company is a proud sponsor of local youth athletic teams.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
11:05 remaining first half here in Yatesville. Berwick and Pittston area locked in a scoreless tie. Patriots with the ball following their timeout, and they face a 2nd down and 4 at their own 46-yard line.
2 consecutive completions. They have a little bit of offensive rhythm, which they stop with their own timeout.
Coles has the snap. Fires a quick out to the far side, and getting the first down is Rich Wallace over midfield to the 48-yard line. Keegan Wilk on the stop for the Bulldogs.
Short passing. I think defensively you have to play it patiently. Quarterback barely gets the ball in shotgun. Seems to be throwing before he even has it gripped, but got it out there well enough to Wallace where he can get to the chains.
6 yards on the completion. Pittston area in Berwick territory for the first time of the night in this scoreless tie.
Yeah, he's worried about the pressure or about aggressive defenders. So he's throwing it very, very quickly before he even has time to get a good grip on the football.
3 receivers to the left. Coles out of the gun. Woodruff to his left. Has the snap. This Coles. Big pass rush. Rolls away to the right, looking downfield. He will keep it. Step out of bounds across the way, right about the line of scrimmage.
Sharkowski and Damon Beckhorn, both blitzing, both getting through. I thought they hooked Sharkowski a little bit to stop him from getting the quarterback, but no flag on the play. Walter Cole showed good escapability to lose very little on that.
We'll call it a loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11. Pittston area as Mike Coe comes in, replacing Kevin Krapchick for Pittston area, bringing in a play from the sideline, from the Berwick 49-yard line. Andrew Krapchick, younger brother, the sophomore, is in there as a wide receiver to the left as Coles awaits the shotgun snap. He has it. He gives it to Kemar Woodruff, tries the right side, and nothing doing.
Joey Lynn right there, but I think they tried to plant and get away from Joey Lynn, and at that point lost his footing. He wasn't going to go very far anyway. Joey Lynn snuffs him out right there at the line of scrimmage.
Joey Lynn's been outstanding at a linebacker spot this year. 5'11", 216-pound junior, number 2 on the team in tackles coming in with 42. Another loss of a yard, so it's 3rd down and 12 for Pittston area right at midfield. Kevin Krapchick back in there. He's wide to the left. Brian Giambra in the slot to the left. Coles out of the gun with Kemar Woodruff to his left. 3rd and 12. Coles has the snap. Fires a pass, deflected, and the ball is loose, and it goes incomplete.
Evan Beckhorn with the blitz. Gone in. We have a flag late as people didn't stop at the whistle. He tipped the ball up, and then it came back down into his hands. But in the scrum with him, the quarterback, 3 other people, the ball went to the ground. The whistle is blown at that point. That players don't stop. Personal foul against Pittston this time. And that'll be after the whistle, so the yardage and the play both go.
So another punting situation for the Patriots. Berwick has had a couple of good returns in this game. 51 yards by Alex Parks off the opening kickoff. 31 yards for Evan Klinger on a punt return. And Klinger and Tegan Wilk are deep, anticipating this punt from Mike Coe of the Patriots.
You know, I think they have an argument, Jim. I think they marked this penalty wrong. We have a stoppage. Will it be, if it was an incomplete pass, should the 15 yards have been from the line of scrimmage? They marked it from the point of the foul, which was about 10 yards behind. And I think Barberi, from Pittston, Coach Barberi, wants it explained. Our Gary Kreischer, to your right, figured, well, maybe it was a fumble at that point, which wasn't the case. So he's out there talking to Frank Galicki, wants to get it straightened out, and they may, reset this football about 10 yards further upfield.
Almost a great defensive play by David Beckhorn.
Well, it's great in any case. It would have been one of those spectacular highlight films if it all goes through. He gets in, tips the ball, but it's one of those flicks where the ball goes up in the air another 7 feet. And, of course, he has the presence of mind as a member of the secondary to watch as that ball's coming down and trying to catch it. But other balls and other hands and other things prevent that from happening.
Brings up 4th down for Pittston area. Ball on 25-yard line, number 25.
Well, they're keeping it at the 25-yard line. And a conference.
Tegan Wilk and number 8, Evan Klinger, back deep.
Tell you what, Frank Sheptock from a defensive play calling standpoint, is not afraid to send secondary people after the quarterback.
May as well bring them. He feels comfortable. He can lock on with his other people. And when you're playing a nickel or a dime, you have some extra guys out there. They all don't have somebody to cover. But Damon Beckhorn is among the leaders in sacks on this team, and he almost had another one there. Trying to catch his number right now. But, he really does make things happen. Yeah, 2 sacks. That would have been a third.
Well, we
or is it a sack?
Finally settled down and ready to go. And nothing changed after that long conference as Coe will get the punt away to the far side. And Tegan Wilk will let it roll. Takes a good roll where Pittston area is involved and goes down at the Berwick 29-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play. With 9:23 to go in the first half, no score. And by the way, it was no unusual occurrence when Berwick held Pittston area scoreless in that opening quarter. Selinsgrove kicked a field goal against the Bulldogs in the first quarter at Crispin Field. Those 3 points, the only points that Berwick has given up in the first quarter of any game this season. We're in week 7.
Amazing statistic. Frank Sheptock won't be happy, though, with the way that punt hit the ground. It was high enough to be caught. There was poor communication. Bouncing punt almost hit a Berwick player.
Marshman, a quick out to Damon Beckhorn. He drops the football at the 27-yard line. A little high, but certainly catchable. Second down and 10. Berwick from the 29.
Catchable, but he's going to have to catch it at the standstill, turning back for the football, which he can do. He has the ability to restart, and it would have still been a one-on-one with the defender who would have been 5 yards away. So you got to look that all the way in.
Beckhorn now in a slot to the right. Tegan Wilk outside of him. Marshman gives the ball to Evan Klinger. Klinger has running room. Klinger into the secondary, over the 40, out to the 43-yard line. Evan Klinger. Berwick finally gets a good gain in their running game. Kevin Krafchick makes the stop, but it's a 14-yard pickup for Evan Klinger and a Berwick first down.
That was big. Berwick needs that kind of play. Needs to move the chains. Too many mistakes.
From the 43-yard line, flags down the play.
Talking about too many mistakes. I didn't see the penalty. Pittston clapping, though, so anticipate Berwick going back 5, and that is the case.
It has been a problem for the Bulldogs on the season. They averaged 9 penalties a game, and they're racking up in this one.
Yeah, and you don't want to make any excuses for them, but you do have a different quarterback calling the cadence. It's a little bit different. But the fact that it's been a tendency throughout the year with these, half starts, jump starts, movements. Tonight, some drop balls, miscommunication on punts.
First and 15. Marshman will fire to the far side. The pass is dropped by Joe Norris, a little behind him. So now it's second down and 15 for the Bulldogs from their own 38-yard line.
Tough one for Norris. He's running a quick little banana pattern toward the sideline, and he has the speed going in that direction. This time the ball is behind him. Not sure if Marshman thought he was going to turn and look inside over his right shoulder, but he was looking over his left shoulder outside, and it doesn't click.
Slot to the right side. Jared Marshman out of the gun. Evan Klinger to his right. Klinger now goes in motion to the left. Joe Norris switches to a wing position. Here comes Damon Beckhorn in motion, and flags down the play.
Yeah, nothing looked quite right. The first motion, and then another man in motion before they set, but they both set. Then the third motion, and then a false start after that. You like to use motion and formation to confuse the defense. But if you're getting to the point where you're confusing your offensive linemen and they can't hold their stances, limit some of that deception. Go right at this team. You got to say, hey, we have better personnel. Let's go vanilla. Let's make it happen.
Second down and 20. Now, for the Bulldogs, back at their 33-yard line. Jared Marshman throws to the far side, has a completion, but a gain only out to about the 38-yard line.
Damon Beckhorn caught it, wanted to run after, but Pittston in their secondary. Nice umbrella coverage, keeping it all in front of them. They have a member of the secondary limping off here, Jim. Number 18 for them, Rich Wallace, who's been the leading receiver for this team, too.
Third and 15 for Berwick at the 38-yard line in their own territory. Trips receivers to the right. Marshman has the snap. Back to throw. Looking long down the far side, just beyond the reach of his intended receiver, Tegan Wilk. So, fourth down, the punt team on for the Bulldogs.
A lot of punting, and the snapper situation has become a problem. Alex Force out. We know that one of the fellows who's done the snapping, Will Decker, has been injured earlier in the season. What number do we have? Is it 56? I believe it is. That would be Jake Lanning.
And ninth grader.
Forced into the duties.
So Jake Lanning will do the long snapping for Alex Sharkowski. Good
right
snap.
On.
Sharkowski's kick is away. Very, very high. Fair catch by Kevin Krafchick at the Pittston area 30-yard line. So that's where the Patriots put it in play with 7:54 remaining in the opening half and still no score.
No, Berwick kind of killed a lot of their own drives with penalties, a lot of jumping off sides and drop passes. They've been playing pretty stout defense throughout this game.
The ball at the 29-yard line of the Patriots. That's where they have it. Again, this is a high-scoring offense, but Berwick's held it in check in this opening half. As Andrew Krafchick is wide to the left. There's an I formation for the first time as Cole's under center. Woodruff, the tailback, gets the call, tries the right side, and gets just a couple to the 31-yard line. A pickup of 2. Second down and 8.
Berwick had everyone coming on that tackle, coming very, very hard. Leading the way was Noah Craig, the linebacker. He'll get a yard on that. Trevor Teague was the carrier.
Second down call. Patriots near their 31-yard line. As they break the huddle, Andrew Krafchick is wide to the left side. I formation. Tony Gorey, the tight end, shifts to the right side. Second down call. Coles throws, diving attempt at the 39-yard line, incomplete. Intended for Brian Giambri. Pass comes up just a little bit short, and here's a third down and 8 now for Pittston area at their 31-yard line.
Yeah, quick little go pattern. Wanted him just to take a step, hopefully catch it and go, but very, very low. Even if he caught it, he'd be downing himself after just a yard or so. So not a play that had much hope.
Kevin Krafchick checks into that lineup. He is the fourth leading receiver in the Wyoming Valley Conference coming into this game. He is wide to the right side, one of 2 receivers to that side. His younger brother Andrew is wide to the left. I formation. Gorey shifts to a tight end position on the right. Here's the third down call. Cole's under center. And flag down on the play. Too much time on the part of the Patriots.
That hurts. 3rd and 9, strong quarterback has a reasonable shot of finding a man downfield. 3rd and 14 makes it hard. So while Berwick has hurt themselves with penalties, so has Pittston area in regard to field position and down and distance.
7:06 remaining in the first half. No score in the game. Pittston area, 3rd down and 13 back at their 26-yard line. Kevin Krafchick wide to the left. Alex Parks on him. Great matchup. 2 terrific athletes. And Coles is rolling that way. And he's looking for Krafchick, and he throws incomplete. Over the middle. And so it'll be 4th down. And another punt coming. This one for the Patriots.
Rolling hard to the left side, trying to throw it, but nobody's open. Kind of dropped it in the middle of no man's land. About 5 Berwick people, all about 10 yards from it. But avoids the sack, but sets up the punt.
Last year when these teams played, it was 63-26. A little different look to this one.
I'll say.
Nothing going on offensively as Coe back to punt. Standing back at the 8-yard line. Low snap, gets the kick away. Not very long, though. And will go out of bounds across the way. Short punt will give Berwick good field position But they've had that quite a bit here in this opening half, and still no score with 6:52 to go.
I think right now you got to strap it on and say, look, let's just pound this, even if you're going against the strength of their team and in that linebacker core of Dorian Ryans and Tyler Furbick. Berwick's shown that they have the ability, the power. They have Evan Klinger who can run with anybody. You're not that far away. Right now it's time for an attitude drive.
The ball at the Pittston area 37-yard line. 11 yards on that punt. The Bulldogs moving from our left to our right, looking to get on the board. Marshman gives the ball to Klinger off the left side. He has running room. Spins inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
I believe he got the chains. We'll see where they do spot it. Berwick right on the ball, deciding to go up tempo. They might hold it just a yard short, so you'll give them 9.5 there.
Again, Marshman under center. Klinger, the lone running back, behind him. Wide receiver to the right. Marshman back to throw. Fires to the far side. Has a man for first down and then some. Tegan Wilk at the 10, the 15, dives for the pylon. And the officials rule him down inside the 5-yard line.
He didn't really need the dive unless he felt his momentum was going to take him out of bounds. His launch point was the 4-yard line, and he dove and spiked the ball into the pylon, and that would be a touchdown. But his left foot, the plant foot for that dive, out of bounds, as the head linesman had seen it.
23 yards on the reception. First and goal, Berwick at the Pittston area 5-yard line. Klinger, the lone running back. He gets the call off the left side. Evan Klinger headed toward the end zone. Klinger gets very, very close. No indication from the officiating crew, so he's second and goal, Berwick.
Right at the goal line is the way that I see it. Powerful run, going hard off the left and gaining yardage.
Second down and goal for Berwick. They've been close before that opening quarter.
Quarterback sneak, Jimmy.
And it is Jared Marshman in for the touchdown, his first of this season. At 7 a year ago, flag flies after the score.
Which could give decision for Berwick if it's half the distance to the goal, that they decide they might want to go for 2 rather than the sure one on the PAT. We'll see. No, we mentioned Marshman. He has size. He looks like he's about 240, 250. So he gets behind that center and gets a push. Bum leg or not, it's a leg that he feels is healed. He gives that good push to Noah Craig, and in they go.
3-play drive after the short punt. Marshman with his first rushing touchdown of the season. And now Evan Klinger will hold for Ken Marshman, who is 17 for 18 in extra points this season. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out of the field. 5:49 to go, first half. Berwick 7, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Quality care for your dental health at Berwick Dental Arts, 105 West 9th Street in Berwick. State-of-the-art equipment comes together with a tradition of 45 years of personalized care. From the youngest to the oldest patient, let Berwick Dental Arts doctors and staff take care of every aspect of your dental needs. They'll process all types of insurances. Make your appointment today. Call Berwick Dental Arts friendly staff at 752-4542. Berwick Dental Arts, making smiles beautiful.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
That penalty against Berwick after the Jared Marshman quarterback keeper was a 15-yarder, so Ken Marshman following his extra point, but kicking off from the 25-yard line. Should point out again the long snap on that extra point was again by that 9th grader Jacob Lanning, who's been doing a good job in place of Alex Force, who's injured earlier in the game. So Pittston area could get good field position here as Ken Marshman's kick is a good one to the far side. Woodruff will field at the 19-yard line to the 25. To the 30, good coverage by the Bulldogs as Woodruff is brought down about the 34-yard line.
Jimmy Legrand got down quickly, forced the man to move, and basically knocked him over with one hand. Again, penalties, Jim. Why the 15-yarder after a score? That's an inexcusable type of penalty. You have a kicker who has 13 touchbacks on the year, and you allow a return? Inexcusable type of penalties there. I mean, you don't know who it was on or what it was called for, but you can't make that kind of mistake.
1st and 10, Pittston area. They have the football at their own 34-yard line. 5:44 to go in the first half. They trail 7-0. Back to throw as Coles rolls right against the pressure and is forced out of bounds across the way at about the 37-yard line, is forcing him out. Jimmy LeGrand, who does a great job getting after the quarterback. Coles will get about 3, 2nd and 7 for the Patriots at the 37.
Might stretch it for even a little bit more. Jimmy LeGrand's had a great season. Jim leads the team with 4 sacks. Looked like he had the potential for 1 there, but Walter Coles has good speed himself. Quickly tucked, broke to negate any chance of a sack, and took it positive 4 yards to get the gain.
Kevin Krafchick is in that lineup as one of 3 receivers to the right. Flag flies before Walter Coles can call the timeout.
I would bet they have 12 men. Illegal substitution is the case. So before he could call the timeout, they'll suffer the 5-yard penalty. 2 fullbacks in there.
Back to the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 12 following the penalty. Been an uneven first half for both these teams.
Both teams committing the penalties. I think Berwick's a bit more egregious in that case, but sloppy. You need to tighten it up.
Woodruff is the lone running back behind Coles, who's under center with 3 receivers to the right side. And Coles back to throw, and LeGrand in pursuit, as is Joe Norris, and they force him to throw the ball away on the far side.
Yeah, and he had Kemar Woodruff over there probably as a blocker. Boy, pressure really coming. Jimmy LeGrand, we know, just out of the basic stance. It'll help there as well to sprint toward the sideline and a quick dump to get rid of that football to avoid a 10-yard sack.
So it's 3rd down and 12 for the Patriots. Back at their 32-yard line with Berwick leading 7-0 and 5:31 remaining in the first half. 3 receivers to the left. Coles out of the gun, has the snap, back to throw. Steps up into it, fires long, into traffic, the ball is incomplete. Alex Parks went up with the left hand, tried to get a hand on it. Dangerous play from Berwick's standpoint because Andrew Krafchick appeared to be open at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I'm not even sure who the main receiver was because there was a man sort of running a post inside of him and a little more shallow, and that drew the attention of the Berwick defenders as Andrew Krafchick was wider and even deeper and had a better shot at the football. In any case, it'll set up the punt.
Tegan Wilk and Evan Klinger deep for Berwick, anticipating the punt by Mike Coe. Jake Rakowski with the snap. Coe gets the kick away. Very, very high, again short. Takes a Pittston area bounce, but goes only to the Patriots' 48-yard line. So the last punt was 11. This one is 16. And again, Berwick in great field position, this time at the Patriots' 48-yard line with 5:19 remaining in the half. And the Bulldogs leading this one by a score of 7-0.
Berwick forcing quarterbacks out of bounds, forcing them to ground the ball, and then forcing an incomplete deep. Took very, very little off the clock. I'm looking up expecting more like 2.5, 3 minutes. Still 5:19 left. Berwick has used one of its timeouts, but plenty of time to mount a drive as they're on the Pittston side of the 50.
Damon Beckhorn wide to the right side. Evan Klinger, the lone running back. Marshman under center. Gives to Klinger. Looks for some room off the right side and has some, and running hard gets to the Pittston area 40-yard line.
8 or 9 on that drive, and again straight up the middle. Using the center Noah Craig's block along with the people flanking him and Tom Monaco and Mike Saluko. Real nice the way that he can kind of run patiently, weave, and gain an 8-yard run in the tight spot.
Matt Storinsky had to come out of the secondary to make the play for the Patriots. 2nd down call. Big hole up the left side for Evan Klinger. Has the first down and then some as he gets to the Pittston area 30-yard line. 10 yards and the carry by Evan Klinger.
I had him with 61 yards on the half, and, basically it was only the last series where they started to recommit to that running game. So, very good start to this drive for Berwick with those 2 runs by Evan Klinger.
They have the ball at the Pittston area 31-yard line. Clock running 4:35 to go in the half. Klinger, the call again off the left side. Has room and gets to the 25-yard line. So Klinger running hard, but that offensive line starting to assert itself for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and that time they took it out a little bit wider. Ben Peck helping out on the blocks as he's able to take it wide toward the sideline. They'll stretch it for a good 6 yards.
Second down call coming. Berwick on the move at the Pittston area. 26-yard line. Marshman now out of the gun. Gives the ball to Shoemaker, who's the running back. And Owen Shoemaker,
he's up
straight ahead looking for the first down yardage and is very close. Dylan Spurrier makes the stop defensively for Pittston area.
Give a little counter move, and then he goes over the right guard. And he's met by 2 or 3 people, but he just refuses to go down, refuses. You think the play is over, and he's still fighting and bending his way off to the left. Instead of stopped in his tracks, he brings us within about a foot or 2 of the first down.
Needed 5, got along 4. Third down and 1. Berwick at the 22. Marshman gives the ball to Shoemaker off the left side, and he has the first down. Inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Rich Wallace makes the stop for Pittston area.
Smart running by Owen Shoemaker. He knew he was going to meet a man and go mano-a-mano. Some runners might try to dance or put on a move and make the big play. His goal was the first down. They want him as a downhill runner. He just took that collision and assured himself the first down.
From the 19, they go to an I formation. Joey Lynn will be the fullback. The call goes to Evan Klinger off the left side. Inside the 15, down around the 11, maybe the 10-yard line.
Approaches to change. Joey Lynn had a crushing block on the defensive end who was supposed to have contained. Joey Lynn at fullback gets the block, pushes him out, and then Evan Klinger running in that C-gap off the left side.
It'll be second down and 1 for Berwick, just short of the 10-yard line. Again, the I formation. Klinger the call off the left inside the 5, and Evan Klinger very close to the goal line.
He's at the 1-yard line, Jim, and again, Joey Lynn with the kick-out block, just from a different position this time. Not quite at fullback, but still a kick out on that defensive end. Berwick knows that he can handle that guy, and they're able to go in that direction.
First and goal for Berwick at the 1-yard line of Pittston area. Bulldogs trying to add to their lead. Montez shifts to a tight end position on the right. They run to the right with Evan Klinger. He goes in standing up for the touchdown. Klinger in from 1 yard out, and Berwick builds the lead with 2:11 remaining in this first half.
Commitment to the run. Less possibility for mistakes. More standard formations. No jumping offside. No high snaps and shotgun. No problems that can occur. It's simplified. You strap it on. You get your focus. You know what you want to do. You go man on man. You beat your man. And in this case, they're doing an all-running drive.
8 plays, 48 yards. Ken Marshman on to attempt the extra point. Lanning does the snapping. It's a good snap again. The hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field, 2:11 to go. First half, Berwick 14, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Berwick taking advantage of some short punts by Pittston area in the second quarter, put together 2 scoring drives off them, and the Bulldogs lead it by a score of 14-0 as Ken Marshman will kick off high and deep and will go into the end zone for a touchback, the 13th of the season.
14th, Jim, because that short one after the penalty last week was number 13. He got an easy one. So Marshman, amazing numbers for high school to be able to kick them that long.
Okay, let me adjust my numbers that I have on my sheet. So 14. So Pittston area will have it at their own 20-yard line. 2:11 to go in this half. The Patriots with 2 timeouts remaining. It's not that the crowd's back into it. Said our crowd mic is now working.
Yeah, we got a crack technical team on it.
Trips to the left side. Cole's out of the gun. Has the snap. Throws to the right side. Has a completion. And for a first down, it's Kevin Kravchuk over the 30 to the 35-yard line.
Something went flying on that side, but I don't think it was a yellow flag. Nice little play. 3 steps and throw. Man's downfield, catches it in stride, and then able to run it for the yardage after that.
Gain of a little over 10, 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
Foul is spotted at the 31-yard line.
Just
Patriots,
under.
1st and 10.
2 minutes remaining in the half. Pittston area will get the football to start the second half. Trying to get on the board here. Their final possession of this first half, and there's another sloppy penalty.
Before the snap.
Kemar Woodruff broke the snap from his wide receiver position.
It's a contagious thing. Both teams have had a number of sloppy penalties throughout.
We have a false start charged against the Patriots.
Certainly helps the Patriots if they want to try to get themselves going. They had a little momentum with that nice opening pass to Kevin Kravchuk. Now you lose 5 more yards, and you lose momentum. You lose your rhythm.
1st and 15 for the Pats. Back at their 26. Trips to the left side. Coles out of the gun. Wallace goes in motion to the right. Coles fires into traffic and nearly picked off. Tegan Wilk had it right in the breadbasket. Almost had his 6th interception of the season. He leads the Wyoming Valley Conference with 5.
Yeah, that one was right at him, but he was close, almost like in a linebacker position on the left side. He was playing up tight because of the type of coverage. Ball came zipping out very, very quickly. And almost like I don't want to say too hot to handle, but you aren't expecting it to come at you that quickly, that tight in.
2nd and 15, Pittston area at their own 26-yard line with 1:25 to go in the half. Berwick leading 14-0. Slot to the left, slot to the right. Coles out of the gun, has the snap. Big pass rush, rolls right, fires on the run. It's picked off at the 45. Ryan Lobo on the return to the 30 and to the 28-yard line. The sophomore with the pick, and Berwick in business with 1:16 remaining this half.
Played wonderfully. Quarterback under duress. 4 Berwick people were chasing him as he's rolling to the right by design. I still think he had time to be able to square and throw, but perhaps a little bit of panic in the throw. Law with very nice coverage on his man. Breaks well on the ball, takes it away, and a nice return on the football. Berwick still has a chance here for a score before half.
2 timeouts remaining. They have a first down at the Pittston area 28-yard line. Jared Marshman in his season's debut at the quarterback controls. He has 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Marshman has the snap. He's looking left. Then pump fake. Here comes a pass rush. He's going to keep the football, and he's going to get into the secondary. He's going to get to the 20-yard line.
Right, Jared Marshman.
Keep an eye on that clock. 103.
He's taken down by number
Berwick will hustle to the football after the 8-yard gain by the scrambling Jared Marshman.
For the Bulldogs.
2nd down at the 21-yard line. Bulldogs need 3 for the first down. 50 seconds to go in the half. Marshman has the snap. Back to throw. Looking. Pump fake. Nothing there. Steps back. Now fires toward the end zone. Has his man, Jared Watts, for the touchdown.
Pass is complete.
I think it's 12, Jim. Is that Justin Robbins?
Justin Robbins.
Good for a Bulldog.
Boy, he had a strong game last week, and he'll continue it again here. He had all sorts of time with a semi-roll to the left. He even stepped up as one man ran by him. He wanted the initial out and up and wasn't there. Pulled down the ball and just kept looking on the field. Realized if he's not going to find a receiver, he'll throw it away and stop the clock. But a rifle shot, frozen rope as he gets it out there to Justin Robbins in the end zone for the catch.
Robbins had 4 catches last week. His first tonight. It goes for a touchdown. Now the extra point attempt coming for Ken Marshman. The kick is up, and he booms it through. Timeout on the field, 40.8 seconds remaining in the opening half. Berwick 21, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football and Classic Rock, 103.5.
Northeast Pennsylvania, it's your home. And no matter what stage of life you find yourself in, what you rely on most is security. When that house becomes a home, the moment you get that new car, when your dreams become a reality, it's times like this when you have to look to the experts for advice and financial peace of mind. They're there with innovative products and services to help you with your financial future every step of the way. Together, they will help dreams and goals become reality. They're more than a bank. They're your neighbors. They are First Keystone Community Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock, 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Number 33, Kevin Krafchak. Number 2, Brian Giambra. And number 4, Kemar Woodruff are back deep.
Ken Marshman, a kickoff for the Bulldogs with 40 seconds to go in this half. Long kick to the far side. Woodruff from the 1-yard line to the 10 and slips down at the 10 with 34 seconds remaining in this half.
He stepped back into the end zone when he caught him. Felt he had to come on out. So very deep field position as Berwick covers it well. Again, what a weapon Ken Marshman is. Routine on the extra points. 6 field goals and 6 attempts on the season. Normally can get you a touchback, if not down inside the 5 on his kickoffs, and then solid coverage by Berwick. Tremendous weapon.
Almost any other kicker in any other situation in high school football with the time left in the half would have had a squib kick.
Yeah.
But they know what Ken Marshman can do from the 10-yard line. Woodruff gets the call off the right side. He is hit down hard. Jimmy LeGrand and Joe Norse combine on the stop for the Bulldogs, and what will probably be the final play of this first half. Coles appears to be in no hurry as he walks to the sideline to get the play and then trots back on. The ball at the 14, so a 4-yard pickup for Kemar Woodruff, as Coles will just let that clock wind down. Remember, Pittston area will get the ball to start the second half. The first half is history. With the score, Berwick 21, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, SafeLight has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want SafeLight, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
Being in business for over 100 years really means something. It means you've been putting out an excellent product and taking care of your customers so they want to come back. Daylo's Bakery, Berwick, falls into that special group of businesses. Oven fresh pizza, bread and rolls. Order extra pizza for a fast dinner when the party arrives. Open 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Visit Daylo's Bakery at 1201 Fries Avenue, Berwick, or call 752-4519.
Choose with confidence. The Medicine Shop.
At the Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located at the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, caring goes beyond the prescriptions. Discover the one-on-one customer service and dedication that makes caring part of the culture at the Medicine Shop in Berwick. Stock up on everything you need to keep you and your family healthy all year long. The Medicine Shop Pharmacy, located on the corner of 9th and Pine Streets in Berwick, where caring goes beyond the prescriptions.
When the music stops, That's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Berwick leading Pittston area by a score of 21-0. This game started well for Berwick. A 51-yard kick return, the opening kickoff by Alex Parks, set the Bulldogs up at the 30-yard line of the Patriots. They got very, very close, but a goal line stand by the Pats, and they took over at their own 1-yard line. Pittston area was bothered by terrible field position in the opening quarter. Berwick had great field position. In fact, the Bulldogs had 3 possessions that opening quarter. One start at the Pittston area 30, another start at the 32, another start at the 34, and yet nothing on the board. So we were scoreless after one quarter. In the second quarter, the Bulldogs able to take advantage of short punts by the Patriots. An 11-yard punt, Berwick taking over at the 37-yard line of the Patriots. A 23-yard strike from Jared Marshman to Tegan Wilk, setting up a 1-yard keeper by Jared Marshman for the score. Marshman, of course, making his season's debut after that injury in July. Ken Marshman kicked the extra point. Berwick had a 7-0 lead early in that second quarter. Pittston area held in check again by the Berwick defense, which continues to play outstanding football. Then a 16-yard punt by the Patriots sets up the Bulldogs at the 48-yard line. And 8 plays later, all running plays, Evan Klinger goes in from 1 yard out for the touchdown, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Ken Marshman again with the extra point. That came with 2:11 in the opening half, and Berwick opening up a lead of 14-0. Then the Bulldogs got a big defensive play from a sophomore. Ryan Lawbaugh steps in front of a Walter Coles pass for the interception, his first of the season, and returns it to the 28-yard line of Pittston area. Took just 2 plays for the touchdown. The second play, a 21-yard touchdown pass. Obviously his first of the season. Jared Marshman to Justin Robbins, who has really come on these last 2 games. Ken Marshman again with the extra point. That came with just 40.8 seconds remaining in the half. A half that ends with Berwick leading Pittston area by a score of 21-0. Statistics from those first half of play, Andy Lickney.
Al, Berwick came on strong at the end of the half, Jim. 204 yards. They've held Pittston to just 64. And boy, it was neck and neck for the first quarter and then well into the second quarter till Berwick, with about 6-7 minutes left, turned on the running game, eliminated mistakes, and punched a number of things in, took advantage of some mistakes on the part of Pittston as well. Let's look at Pittston. In their running game, I have them with 10 carries for just 20 yards. Passing, they have held Walter Coles, a very impressive passer, to 5 completes and 15 attempts, 1 interception, and just 44 yards in the air. A total of 64 yards on their 25 plays. In the running game, Kemar Woodruff is averaging about 77 yards a game. Here at halftime, Berwick has him held to just 16 yards on 7 carries. He looks like a tough runner, and Berwick's making good moves, coming up strong from the secondary when they're sort of isolated and they're going backside on them. And he's just, Berwick with the down in distances and Pittston suffering penalties. It seems that Walter Coles has been in passing mode a lot more than the team's been in running mode. So just 16 yards on 7 carries for Kemar Woodruff. Trevor Teig took 1 play up the middle, give him a yard on that. Walter Coles been forced to run out of the pocket. I have him with 2 carries for plus 3 yards. Berwick's pressured him, but for the most part he's been able to dump it off and get away. But that leads to a number of the incompletes. Passing, he's 5 of 15 with the 1 interception. And that was Lawbaugh who had that, did a real nice job on the return as well. And on the 5 catches, just 44 yards. His receivers, normally the go-to man is Kevin Kravchik. He has 2 catches in this game for 17 yards, but he averages 96 yards receiving a game, so Berwick has held him to just 17 on 2. Tony Gorey has a catch but lost a yard on that. And Rich Wallace came into the game with 3 catches for 33 yards. Well, he has 2 catches for 28 in this game. A nice showing for Rich Wallace. 3 different receivers with the 5 catches and 15 attempts, 44 yards in the air for Pittston, 20 on the ground, a total of 64 yards. Compare those 60 to Berwick's 204. But again, those 204 basically were coming late. A nice split ground, has 99 yards, and in the air 105 yards, so a real nice balance between the run and the pass. In the ground game, it's actually had 111 positive yards, but the team on a high snap problem lost 12 yards, so a net of 99. Evan Klinger has 81 of the 99 positive yards, looking very strong as he became the go-to man on somewhat of an attitude drive, and it just seems he's able to gash for 8 to 12 yards every time that they commit to running with him, and that's a tribute to his interior linemen, Tom Monaco, Noah Craig, Mike Solitko, and running Ben Peck's side as well. They've been collapsing. He's been getting some good blocking out of Joey Lynn on some kick-out plays out of the backfield. Owen Shoemaker's had 3 carries. He has 8 yards. Joey Lynn has carried 3 times for just 2 yards. Damon Beckhorn in the Wildcat, 1 carry for 8 yards. The team, as we mentioned, lost 12 on a high snap. And then Jared Marshman didn't really want to run him. He called his own number on a quarterback dive, or it was called in from the sideline, where he gave Noah Craig a nice push on a 1-yard touchdown. He's had 2 other scrambles and went helmet first forward. 3 carries in all for 12 positive yards for quarterback Jared Marshman, and this is his first start of the season after injury. 99 yards total on the ground. Passing, Marshman started 4 for 4 and kept up the hot arm. I have him with 9 completes and 13 attempts. No interceptions, nothing close to an interception, and 105 yards. In fact, my numbers would have him with 4 incompletes, and there were 3 balls I thought were possible catches in those 4 incompletes. So 105 yards in the air. Damon Beckhorn has 2 of the catches for 15 yards. Keegan Wilk leads the way, 4 catches for a total of 44. Jared Watts, always dangerous in the open field after a catch, 2 catches for 25. And a touchdown reception, beautiful 21-yard catch, as Jared Marshman just bided his time, waited very, very patiently, stepped up as he had rolled left, and drilled it to Justin Robbins for a 21-yard touchdown. 105 in the air, 99 on the ground. Great balance for the 204 yards, dominating compared to Pittston's 64 yards. I don't know if it reflects the play of the game for about 2/3 of the half that we've seen, but it certainly reflects the end of the second quarter as we've seen it in this one.
So your evaluation of the return of Jared Marshman?
Well, you know, if his receivers made the tough catches, he'd be at 12 of 13. The only one he did, he just didn't put enough touch on the one that was down here to our left. I think it was Evan Klinger coming out of the backfield, and that would have been a touchdown pass. So the one where he made the mistake and the one where receivers, you know, could have helped him a little bit more, it could be 14 for 14. He's not afraid to run, 3 running plays, including a quarterback sneak. He looks very comfortable. In fact, he almost looks too comfortable, Jim. He looks like he's back there a little flat-foot. I'd like to see him bounce on his toes a little bit more, but not necessarily his style. But I think it's a wonderful return.
It is, and I think he's been helped. Maybe some receivers drop balls, but the offensive line has done a terrific job. He has had, for the most part, with the exception of 1 or 2 plays, all the time he needed and more back there.
Yeah, and part of that, you know, Pittston goes with a 3-man front with the 4 linebackers, but they do bring the people. And boy, if we're bringing Dorian Ryans, one of the more impressive linebackers we've seen, or Tyler Furlick, you know, it is a job if they can stop that type of pressure. But he's looked very cool in scanning the field. A little bit of eyeballing the receiver he wants to throw to, but that's a thing that'll come after another game or two. He'll look at the films and notice it himself. the coach will point it out. He's a guy who's going to be playing at an even higher level than what we're seeing now. Yeah, let him get back into the game, let him get his legs under him, let him get the feel of it, and he'll be looking off receivers and then drilling it in, and then, wow, it's really going to be tough to stop Berwick.
Bulldogs hoping to improve to 6-1 going into their rivalry game against Wyoming Valley West next Friday night at Crispin Field. Wyoming Valley West leading Abington Heights at the half 17-7. We'll check other scores with Ben Willis coming up shortly. You're listening to Berwick Football on Classic Rock 103.5.
It won't be long before tax time rolls around, so remember to visit Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting for your income tax needs. ND Accounting and Consulting handles both business and individual taxes, as well as offering a variety of accounting services, including payroll, auditing, and bookkeeping. For tax and accounting services, look for Michael Daddio CPA at ND Accounting and Consulting with 2 locations, 214 Pine Street in Berwick and 5929 Main Road in Sweet Valley.
Yannick Real Estate is your full-service real estate agency. Buying, selling, residential, commercial, multifamily, land, and rental management. Call Yannick Real Estate. Owner Mike Yannick, a veteran himself, served his country and has been serving this area for decades. Mike and his staff will guide you through the real estate process. Veterans, be sure to check the VA loan options. Yannick Real Estate, your full-service real estate agency. 1232 West Front Street in Berwick. Call 759-3300.
103.5, the Classic Rock Channel.
Harry's Sporting Goods, a staple in downtown Berwick, in business for over 125 years. Harry's Sporting Goods carries a wide variety of sneakers and cleats, now featuring Brooks running shoes. Harry specializes in sneakers and seasonal sporting goods, but also carries work boots and name brands including Nike and Under Armour. Harry's Sporting Goods, keeping the tradition alive while keeping up in the new era. Visit them on Facebook or on West Front Street in Berwick. Harry's Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new sneaks. Proud to support area sports teams.
Berwick Bulldog football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard tonight. Halftime, Danville leads Lewisburg 21-14. Southern Columbia leads Montoursville 42-0. Central Columbia leads Hughesville 28-7. South Williamsport leads Bloomsburg 28-14. Wyoming Valley West leads Abington Heights 17-7. Delaware Valley leads Williamsport 34-10. Hazleton leads Scranton 28-8. Crestwood leads Tunkhannock 28-6. Lake Lehman leads Nanticoke 28-14. Wallenpaupack leads Dallas 20-7. Coughlin leads Myers 27-0. And Selinsgrove leads Mifflinburg 47-6. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazleton 103.5.
Jim Doyle, Andy Lickney, our spotter Gary Kreischer from Charlie Trippey Stadium in Yatesville. Just about set to go with the second half with Berwick leading Pittston area by a score of 21-0. All the Bulldogs points coming in that second quarter. Well, we have an opportunity, and congratulations to the Berwick Area High School named a National Blue Ribbon School for 2017. It's quite an achievement. One of only 4 high schools in the state and some 50 high schools in the nation to win the honors. So congratulations to the administration, the staff, and obviously the students of Berwick High School for that achievement. Bulldogs had numerous opportunities to get on the board in that first half, but first quarter, but were not able to do that. Great field position every time they got the football, but the defense remains rock solid. Going into this game tonight, Berwick, the number 1 rated team in the Wyoming Valley Conference among 17 teams. Number 1 in points allowed, 9 a game. In rushing, 65.8 yards a game given up, and 2 yards a carry. And those numbers holding up through the first half of play, and those numbers that Andy just gave you as far as Berwick against the run. 6th in passing defense and number 1 overall. So this is a Berwick defense that has been very, very good all season long. No let-ups along the way. Even during Berwick's one loss, they held a high-scoring Selinsgrove team to about half the points that they usually score in that 17-6 loss to the Seals 2 weeks ago. So this is a Berwick defense that will always keep them in the game. If the Bulldogs' offense can come around, and especially with the return of Jared Marshman at the quarterback controls, this team can be very, very tough down the stretch. And again, coming into the game tonight, Berwick was number 1 in District 2 Quad A in points with a pretty good lead over second place Dallas. Again, it's very, very important to get that top seed. If you're able to do it, you are at home to start the playoffs, and if you win, you stay at home, and if you win, you stay at home again. So you could conceivably get 3 wins at home, the equivalent of winning a first-round state playoff game without ever leaving the friendly confines of Crispin Field. So that is certainly the goal for this Berwick football team. If they win out, they will have it. If they don't, well, then you have to see what happens, especially with a second-place team like Dallas. But the Bulldogs in control here, 21-0. But this Pittston area is an offense that can strike. They're averaging 27.3 points a game, and they will get the football to start this second half. But the Bulldogs' defense has been outstanding, and the special teams have been outstanding. And, Andy, if you have those two things going for you, and the offense is still a work in progress, that's okay.
You're right, Jim. Tom Robinson just handed me some stats. Berwick's average field position to start a drive has been at the Pittston area 48-yard line. Pittston, to start their drives, their own 40-yard line. So, 5 of 8 Berwick drives starting in Pittston area territory. That's a big part of the story here. Berwick didn't take enough advantage early, but they certainly did as we were heading toward the close of the half.
So any chance the Patriots have in this game will probably contingent on getting something on the board early, and they will get the football to start this second half. And, you talk about the Berwick secondary, and obviously they're doing a good job against Walter Coles, but they're getting a lot of pressure on him as well. Many of the times those incompletions have been a result of him throwing it away because he's being harassed.
Yeah, and, Berwick, depending on how people eyeball it, could have seen a flag for an occasional grounding penalty, but enough people in the area, enough leeway as he's out of the pocket and throwing it away. He's been a heads-up quarterback in that regard.
Second half underway as Marshman's kick is a line drive kick and another touchback for Ken Marshman. He is just amazing. 15 now on the season for Ken Marshman. And even a line drive kick like that just keeps on going. The Patriots will take over at their 20. And, in high school football, no matter how potent a team's offense is, you don't see too many 80-yard drives, and that is just such a weapon. And Patriots at their own 20-yard line with a 1st and 10.
And they need to get it going. I think they'd like to get some of their running game established a little bit to set up their pass. And really just 20 yards rushing in the first half.
I formation. Coles under center. Give us to Woodruff. Tries the middle and not much to it. Couple yards in the play, 2, maybe 3. Second down upcoming.
Wanted to hit a lane. Saw Berwick filling with the linebacker. Turned it inside, smashed into the pile, and pushed it for just a yard. And going with a nice-sized fullback in there, and Kurlick, who tried to lead the way, but now Berwick playing tough defense.
Now Woodruff will come out of the game. He's replaced by Trevor Teig, who is the tailback in the eye on 2nd down and 8. They mark the football at the 22. Coles under center. Coles gives the ball to Teig off the right side. Jimmy LeGrand wraps him up. He gets to about the 25, maybe the 26. 3rd down play coming.
Pittston got a nice push off their right side. They're big. Nathan Lombardo at right guard's 240 pounds. Jake Britkowski goes 255. And they put it to them. First time I've actually seen them sort of move that pile, move people back. Jimmy LeGrand chasing from behind eventually gets to the runner, but not until they stretch it for a good 5 yards.
3rd down and 4. Pittston area at their own 26-yard line. Woodruff back in there as the tailback in the eye. Kevin Kravchik wide left. Alex Parks has that assignment. 3rd down play. Coles is back to throw. He's looking to the right. He has a completion to the tight end, Gorey. And Gorey is going nowhere across the way. He is stopped well short of the 1st down. Ryan Lawbaugh from that corner position, making the play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Gorey's a big tight end, and Lawbaugh saw the catch, wrapped the big body, twisted him out of bounds. Just about a 2-yard gain, if that. Set up the punt. Well played.
Pittston area, following a booming punt on their first one, has struggled in this department. In fact, 2 short punts led to Berwick scores in that opening half. Mike Coe is back there to try it. Keegan Wilk, Evan Klinger deep for the Bulldogs. Coe has the snap, gets the kick away. Very, very high. Again, not very far, and fielded on a high hop by Wilk across the way, and he'll be driven out of bounds. We'll see where they mark it, but it'll be good field position for Berwick at their own 48-yard line, I believe is where they're going to put it down.
He has a lot of confidence in fielding balls, that are bouncing. He has good hands. He wears those khaki gloves as well. I was watching him in warm-ups. He caught a punt one-handed, sort of nonchalant, I think, as the other guys were around, but rather amazing catch. Here, 2 hands on the high bounce. He feels comfortable and dances for about 7-8 yards on the return.
Owen Shoemaker's the tailback. Joey Lynn, the fullback, ahead of him. Jared Marshman under center with a slot to the right side from the 48-yard line. Play action. Marshman back to throw. Fires, has a man. Beckhorn open at the 25, the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5, and he's in for a touchdown. Berwick's first play from scrimmage in the second half. Jared Marshman to Damon Beckhorn, 52 yards.
You mentioned that I formation where we're seeing the big fullback J.J. Snyder ahead of Joey Lynn, and people have been hypnotized by them coming with power with that. We've mentioned how the linebackers have been reacting and stopping it, feeling good about themselves. So here to start the half, they give that look. They pull people forward. Beautiful play action fake. And a wonderful pass down there to Damon Beckhorn, who finishes the play.
Jacob Lanning with the snap. It gets away from Klinger, and he takes it in easily off the left side for a 2-point conversion. Time out on the field, 9:58 remaining in the third quarter. Berwick 29, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Welch's Towing and Repair proudly supports the Berwick Bulldogs and wishes them a successful year. Welch's Towing and Repair has a long tradition of helping. You can call Welch's 24/7 at 759-9737 if you are in need of a tow, jump start, tire change, are locked out, or to request them on scene if you're in an accident. Welch's accepts all major insurance and motor clubs, and they offer all types of preventive maintenance and state inspections for cars, trucks, and motorcycles. Welch's Towing and Repair, South Mercer Street in Berwick, and at their South Center Storage Facility, Columbia Boulevard in Berwick.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Welcome back. Jared Marshman, his first action of the season. He's run for a touchdown. He's thrown for 2. The latest 52 yards at Damon Beckhorn, 29-0 Bulldogs. The kick by Ken Marshman. Skitters along the turf, taken up at the 15-yard line by Krafchick, and he is brought down over the 25 at about the 27-yard line. Thing of beauty. Long bomb from Jared Marshman to Damon Beckhorn.
It was smooth and a nice call. I really liked it. And you can't take away anything from Beckhorn. High school player going deep downfield on the receiving end of a pass that's in the air for about 40 yards. He comfortably makes the catch. He had a blocker in front of him, or to the side to take the one man out of the way, and of course he can race it on into the end zone. So a nice play at both ends, the passing and the receiving.
1st and 10, Pittston area thrown, 27-yard line. Patriots move from our right to our left in this third quarter. Walter Coles under center, gives the ball to Woodruff, tries the left side. There is nothing there. He has to reverse his field. He'll lose big yardage inside the 20-yard line. Ryan Lawbaugh makes the tackle. The play, though, by J.J. Snyder, because the play was designed to go left. Snyder with great penetration. There was nowhere for Woodruff to go. He reversed his field. Lawbaugh makes the play. It's all the way back at the 19-yard line. A loss of 8, 2nd and 18.
Lawbaugh also sort of twisted an ankle or something. Is coming off the field.
Woodruff.
Woodruff, yeah. Kemar Woodruff. Not good decisions there, and he hasn't had a great game overall. They may go a little more heavily with Trevor Tye.
Second and 18 for Pittston area at the 19-yard line.
Second down, 18 for the Patriots back at their 19-yard line. And they will use a timeout. We'll keep it here with 8:59 remaining in this third quarter. And Berwick leading by a score of 29-0. Reminder that Bulldogs back at Crispin Field next Friday night to take on their arch rivals, the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West, having a very uncharacteristic season. I mean, how can you figure 1-5 to begin with? That's
right.
Bizarre. But when your one win is over Williamsport, that makes it even more bizarre.
It's been a crazy year, Jim. You know, I can't look at scores and make any sense out of the teams we've seen Berwick play. You know, you get a sense of their strength, how far they are. You put them on a little bit of a scale that you rate them, and then they go and upset each other and beat each other by 20 points. It's been a challenging season. You went back to the touchdown pass. I want to go back to the PAT as well, because we know Jake Lanning, true freshman, has been doing that long snapping there. It's the 7-yard snap. And it wasn't a bad snap. Not perfect. But I think Evan Klinger will tell you he should have been able to field that. He'll take it for 2 points, though.
He will. Pittston, second and long following their timeout. Coles has the shotgun snap. He fires to the sideline. Incomplete. Not near any of the receivers in that area. So it's third down and long for Pittston area from their 19.
Alex Parks was looking to the official like, hey, they're trying to pick me here. And as you mentioned, though, the guy who was supposed to run off that pick never got outside or anywhere near it. And Berwick had another defender in the area. Well, pressure on the quarterback. Good coverage in the secondary.
Berwick with what looks like 6 defensive backs in there. Malik McMillan has joined the group. They started the game with 5. Ryan Lawball being that extra one. Here's third and long. Berwick showing blitz.
Damon Beckhorn coming.
Cole's under center, back to throw. He's under duress, and he will be sacked back at the 16-yard line.
It is Damon Beckhorn who ran him down. Started like a left inside linebacker, moved over to the right side as a defensive end. He's often uncovered after he sets. He just comes and he has the speed to outrun the quarterback. So he's quite a defensive weapon as well as the offensive weapon we've seen.
So Berwick figures to get great field position here. Pittston area with the ball back at their 15-yard line. They've had trouble punting the football. Mike Coe's back there to try it. He's standing back at the 1-yard line as Wilk and Klinger await the kick. It's returnable by Wilk from the 49-yard line, and great coverage by the Patriots. He's brought down right in his tracks.
2 people there trying to catch that first number. I think it's 33 and 34 for that team, so it's Joey Carey. But Krofchick was the first man down, so wonderful coverage on the nice high punt.
They mark it at the Patriot 47-yard line. So the Bulldogs will put it in play. There was a flag down, personal foul against Berwick. It's got to be upsetting, even though it's 29-0. We're not seeing any of this stuff.
And they're not showing personal foul. Face masking or personal foul. Something else. You know, it seems to be something that's a little blatant and unsportsmanlike that they're getting caught with. And that gets down to team discipline and personal discipline. You don't want to see that. Berwick at halftime had 45 yards and penalties on 5 penalties, and continuing that now in the second half. Against weaker teams, you can get away with that. You're not going to do it in the playoffs.
First and 10 from the 38-yard line. The gives to Owen Shoemaker. Shoemaker running hard, carrying tacklers, gets to the 42-yard line. Pick up a 4. Second down and 6.
He always runs hard. They want to make him into that downhill runner at the most. One cut. There, nowhere to go, so just power, drive the legs, stretch it for a long 4.
Damon Beckhorn wide to the right side. Wide receiver to the left as well, as Marshman under center. Gives to Shoemaker. Hit behind the line, but breaks free. Great effort by him. Still on his feet over midfield. Strong run for a first down near the 47-yard line of Pittston area.
He got it and had to stop because a man came through the hole. So he had to make that one cut. They went 11-1, and he then ran. About 7 yards into the run, it looked like he was going down, but the knee never touched. It was low but never touched, and he took it another 5 yards beyond that.
10-yard run by Owen Shoemaker. First down, Berwick at the Pittston area. 47-yard line. 7:20 remaining in this third quarter, and Berwick leading Pittston area by a score of 29-0.
One of the Berwick players needed to get the shoe tied and had to take a little hand mitt off to be able to do it. Owen Shoemaker himself getting down and tightening the laces.
Here come the Bulldogs from the Patriot 47 with a slot to the right side. And an I formation behind Marshman as he gives it to Shoemaker off the left side. Owen Shoemaker breaking a tackle to the 30 and down to the 25-yard line. Owen Shoemaker with some good blocking off that left side. Mike Coe makes the stop for Pittston area. Berwick coming on strong as Shoemaker now goes off limping as they mark the ball at the 25, 22 yards on the carry by Owen Shoemaker.
44 on the game. That's basically most of them in these last 4 carries.
Slot to the right side. Justin Robbins in the slot. Evan Klinger the call off the left side. Klinger has running room. Klinger breaking tackles down to the 20 and down to the 16-yard line. Picks up about 9 on the play.
Had to give him 90 on the game. He had 81.5 by my count. Oh, they'll keep stretching the chain. Seems every time he touches the ball, Jim, it's 9-10 yards. Averaging 5.9 yards a carry. Boy, in some games, it's always that slash that seems to get to the chains.
Second down for the Bulldogs at the 15-yard line. The call goes to Klinger. Looking for the first down, and he has it.
Joey Lynn pushing him from behind to making sure he does get to the chains. And, you know, it's not easy running, Jim. You mentioned the quality this team has at linebacker. Dorian Ryans looks like the scholarship player at 6'1", 225. He's fearsome in there. Tyler Furbick also at 220 pounds. They're coming, stuffing into the A-gaps, and yet Berwick is finding the running room.
First and 10, Bulldogs at the 11-yard line of Pittston area.
First and 10 for the Bulldogs at the 11-yard line.
Wide receiver to either side. Klinger the lone running back. Marshman under center. The give is to Klinger off the left side. Gets by one man and another, and he will get down to about the 5 or 6 yard line. Dorian Ryans from his linebacker spot in on the play for the Patriots.
Berwick pulling an old card out of the George Curry playbook, Jim, running toward their own sideline predominantly, letting people see. Now, they do have a strong left side of the line, make things happen. But this time, the successful run, aided by a hold, will bring Berwick back, and we might see Jared Marshman back into passing mode.
Brings it back to the 18-yard line. Bring up first and 17 for the Bulldogs. We'll have a slot to the right side. Marshman will operate out of the gun. Fires across the middle, and Jared Watts drops the ball at the 5 yard line. Ball right on target for Jared Marshman.
Yeah, Jared Marshman really has been on target, but he throws a harder ball than Alex Forrest did, and the receivers may not be used to it yet. We've talked about the drops. You know, when you're used to a ball coming at one speed and all of a sudden that fastball goes up a few more miles per hour, it makes a harder catch.
From the 18-yard line, Marshman back to throw. Fires a quick out to the far side. A gain of just a couple on the play.
Little out pattern. Good hands by the receiver as he slowly gets up. We try to see who it is. It is number 12, Justin Robbins. Makes a nice little catch, but not a lot of yardage on it.
They'll mark it at the 17, so just a yard on the play. Third down and 16. Berwick at the Pittston area 17-yard line. Trips to the right side. Marshman back to throw. Looking long down the far side to Beckhorn. Over the shoulder catch for the touchdown. Jared Marshman with a beautiful throw. They made that one look easy from 17 yards out.
He was eyeballing Beckhorn, who was being bumped, and you can be bumped all the way in high school football. Before Beckhorn gets separation, the ball is in the air. So when Beckhorn does finally separate and get the step, he locates the ball, takes it over the shoulder, just smooth hands. Pretty touchdown pass.
Jacob Lanning will do the snapping. Evan Klinger to hold. And Ken Marshman's extra point attempt is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 4:46 to go in the third quarter. Berwick 36, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Berwick football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, are your roofing experts for Luzerne, Columbia, and Montour counties. With 26 years of experience and great rates, why go anywhere else when Reds Roofing will get the job done right for your decks, siding, or roofing, specializing in metal and rubber shingles. Most roofing work is done in one day, so remember the name, Reds Roofing, the roofing ninjas. Call Reds Roofing 752-4351. Owner Harry Titus, a proud supporter of the Berwick football team.
When the music stops, that's football.
This is Berwick football coach Frank Sheptalk. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
With 4:46 to go in the third quarter, Berwick has put this game into the mercy rule. They lead Pittston area 36-0. Ken Marshman will kick off following the second touchdown pass of the game from Jared Marshman to Damon Beckhorn. The kick field at the 5-yard line. Krafchick on the run on the far side will be brought down short of the 30-yard line.
Nice high kick. Coverage getting down there well.
Yeah, we talk so much about the touchbacks, and that is worth talking about. 15 touchbacks in the season for Ken Marshman, but even when it's not a touchback, it's a good kick to cover. As that one was high and deep. And now the Patriots from their own 27-yard line with a 1st and 10.
And we'll see the clock continue to run as we've entered the mercy rule mode.
Andrew Krafchick is wide to the right side. Giambre wide to the left. Call goes to Woodruff and nothing doing. Right at the line of scrimmage.
He's not running with confidence, but I don't really know how you can. You get the ball and you look at the designated hole, it's not there. You look right and it's not there. You look left and it's not there. I think as a coach, you'd at least like to see him accelerate into a collision. Very tentative approaching the line. He'll lose the yard.
Noah Craig from his linebacker spot in on that last play for the Bulldogs, among others, as it's a 2nd down and 11 for the Patriots at their own 26-yard line. Senior quarterback Walter Coles with an I formation behind him and play action. He's back to throw, and he fires to the far side. And makes a grab across the way at about the 34-yard line. It's Brian Giambre that makes the catch. So 3rd down coming for Pittston area. They mark it at the 34. That's a pickup of 8, 3rd down and 3.
Just his 5th catch of the season. Went out, ball delivered low at the knees, went down, scooped it up nicely. Sets up a makeable 3rd and 3.
Giambra tentatively going out to the left side.
Not quite sure where he belongs.
And right in his face is Alex Parks. 3rd down call. They're going to the far side again. A juggling catch for the 1st down. No, they're calling incomplete. Incomplete. It was on the fingertips of Tyler Furlick, then was knocked out of his hands. As making a hit was Ryan Lawbaugh. I'll tell you, Ryan Lawbaugh is a sophomore who's playing terrific football for Berwick in that secondary.
Yeah, lights out defense, Jim. Doesn't have to worry about quarterbacking in this game. Whole focus, nothing but playing corner. We've seen him deep in the backfield making hits. We've seen him with tight coverage. We've seen the interception in this game. He's been a standout defender.
4th and 3 for the Patriots. Mike Coe standing back at the 20-yard line. And the Bulldogs with Evan Klinger, David Beckhorn deep. anticipating the punt, which is short but very, very, very high, and a fair catch by Evan Klinger at the Berwick 40-yard line. So that's where the Bulldogs will put it in play with 1:47 remaining in this third quarter. And Berwick leading Pittston area by a score of 36-0.
Yeah, Jim, we're in a case where the game and the score gets a little bit out of hand. But would you continue to play Jared Marshman to get him more, live game time experience? I know as a coach I'd be tempted to, even if it's just handing off.
Yep, I think you're right. We'll see how they play it here as they have it at the 40-yard line. And it will be Jared Marshman under center with one running back behind him. That running back is Owen Shoemaker. Shoemaker gets the call up the middle and gets to the 45-yard line. One thing you have to be encouraged by this Berwick offense, among other things, is they do seem to get stronger as the game goes. The running game will be stifled early, and then it keeps going, and usually they'll bring in someone fresh like an Owen Shoemaker, or last week against Coughlin, Joey Lynn at the tailback spot, and they start to wear down their opponent.
Tremendous depth at runner, and don't forget the ability to bring in Damon Beckhorn at Wildcat.
2nd and 5 from the 45. Shoemaker again has some running room off the right side, lowers the shoulder, and is very close to a first down.
I like the fact he didn't try to use his speed to get to the outside. Decided, I'm going to bend this in, make that man hit me, lower the shoulder, and approach to chain. Made his first cut to the outside as he had to. The defense dictated that. Now he's just 6 inches or so away from the first down marker.
3rd down and short for the Bulldogs. They look to the sideline for the play call. Or right at midfield. Noah Craig, the sophomore center, over the football there. Marshman under center. Shoemaker again. Shoemaker running hard, has the first down as he cracks to the Pittston area 46-yard line. Bulldogs with the first down and what will likely be the final play of this third quarter. 3 in the books here at Charlie Trippi Stadium in Yatesville. The score, Berwick 36, Pittston area nothing. You're listening to Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5.
As a community bank, First Columbia Bank and Trust knows the value of helping our young people dream, excel, and reach their goals. For more than 118 years, First Columbia has been committed to helping our communities prosper and our youth succeed. We're proud to invest in our youth through athletics, the arts, and education. First Columbia Bank and Trust, every step of the way.
Your hometown bank, the first place to go for your big time plans together will grow every step of the way. First Columbia Bank.
Berwick Bulldog football.
In the third quarter, Danville leads Lewisburg 35-21. Central Columbia leads Hughesville 35-7. Wyoming Valley West leads Abington 24-7. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton 103.5.
Jim Doyle, Andy Lickney, our spotter Gary Kreischer from Charlie Trippi Stadium in Yatesville. 3 quarters in the books. We're in the Mercy Rule. Berwick leading Pittston area 36-0. And we start the final period with Berwick at the Pittston area 47-yard line with a first down. Bulldogs move from our right to our left. Owen Shoemaker getting the call, and off the right side, he pounds to the Patriots 44-yard line. Pickup of about 3 for Shoemaker. Evan Klinger giving a breather. Matt Storinsky coming from the secondary to make that last play for the Patriots. 2nd down and 7. Marshman has been very, very good in his return from injury. His first action of the season. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes, run for another. He's under center now with an I formation behind him and a slot to the left side. From the 44, the call goes to Shoemaker off the right side. He's carrying people. He's running very, very hard right now. He's fresh, and Pittston area is not.
And he's running behind Joey Lynn, who's a tremendous blocking fullback. They're in the I formation, as you mentioned, with him as the up man rather than the tailback. And he likes the collision. He goes up there hard, leads the way, gets the good crushing block for Shoemaker.
3rd down and 4. Berwick from the Pittston area 41-yard line. Marshman under center. Eric Montez switches to a tight end position on the left. Shoemaker gets the call straight ahead and has the first down and then some. Saving tackle from behind by Matt Storinsky.
He made I'm sorry, Jim. He made a real good decision early. Play was supposed to go off the left side, and he could see that people were slanting. Nose guard slanted. He wasn't going to be able to get there. So he immediately changed direction and went to the right. And with that, he kind of lost the slanting defense, found the seam in an area where the ball's not supposed to be, and really got a nice run on his quick eye read.
Dorian Ryan's shaken up on the play. He comes out. Brian Herron replaces him. The ball at the Patriot 33-yard line. Early here in the fourth quarter. 10:18 to go. Bulldogs with that big lead. And now Ryan Lawbaugh has come on to do the quarterbacking from the 33. And he hands off the right side as the carry went to Alejandro Lopez. So Berwick has cleared the bench here with 9:56 to go. And the Bulldogs holding that big lead. No gain on the play to the 33, second down and 10.
Yeah, I was wondering how they would play the quarterback situation. And I think when you do make a lot of switches to what's going to be basically a JV unit of substitutes, you want to go with the guy, the sophomore quarterback. Jared Marshman, while they need some game experience, isn't really benefiting at this point.
I formation. The give is to Lopez. He tries the left side and nothing doing. Patriots do a good job defensively. Lopez brought down for a loss of a half yard to the 34. We'll call it third down. 11 for the Bulldogs. Mike Coe in on that last stop for Pittston area.
Ryan Lawbaugh on the year. 3 of 5 passing for 20 yards. May have an opportunity here. 3rd and 11.
Mentioned Berwick at home next week to take on Wyoming Valley West. Pittston area will be at home as well to take on Nanticoke area. Lawbaugh under center. Gives to Lopez. Lopez is brought down for a loss. The ball is loose. And it will be Pittston area football as the Bulldogs turn it over.
Justin Rutkowski nonchalantly picking it up after it's stripped. One of those, if you have the replay official look at it, his knee may have been down. It may not have. At this point, Berwick is going to have to probably give up the ball anyway with a punt. Instead, it'll be a turnover. And the fumble will give Pittston area an offensive opportunity.
In the third quarter, Wyoming Valley West leading Abington Heights by a score of 24-7. Again, the Patriots will be the Spartans will be at Crispin Field next week as Cole's back to throw, and he shuffles a pass to the far side, and the completion for just a couple. Anthony Sisko makes the tackle for Berwick as the Bulldogs have a whole new unit in there. That pickup was for 0 yards.
Dylan Lukachuk. I practiced the name, Jim. I practiced it. Lukachuko made that catch for no gain.
Nick Nacito now takes over as quarterback. 5'10", 155-pound sophomore at the controls for the Patriots. He has an I formation behind him. Gain off the left side over the 45 to about the 47-yard line as Dominic Rummel makes the stop for the Bulldogs. Clock running, 7.5 minutes to go. Berwick leading Pittston area 36-0. Patriots with the ball at their own 48-yard line, facing third down and 2. Nacito, the sophomore. At the controls, Alex Hawes is a wide receiver to the left. 3rd and 3, offset I behind the sophomore quarterback, who gives straight ahead to the fullback, brought down short of the first down yardage as the carry was by Nate Wesneck, a 5'9", 160-pound junior.
Nice little trapping play that he read, waited for his guard to pull, got behind that.
Got a great spot.
Yep, a real good spot.
I think about 2 yards.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
They mark it at the Berwick 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Call goes off the left side to run to the 45-yard line as Dylan Lukachko sophomore,
Number 8, Evan Klumer.
on the carry for the Patriots. Alex Sharkuski, and that's secondary for the Bulldogs, making the play. Pickup of about 3, second down and 7. For Pittston area in Berwick territory at the 45. Subs on for both teams. The Patriots trying to avoid a shutout. They've not been shut out this season. Toss sweep to the right side. Kochko makes a cut. Gets to about the 40-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Blaine Cleaver is a force on the inside, Jim. Oversized for just a true freshman, 6'2", 188 pounds, and very active when you see him at linebacker finishing up these games.
3rd down and 2. Pittston area at the Berwick 40-yard line. Wesnack is the fullback. Headed with Kochko in the I formation. Nacito under center. Play action. Back to throw. Big pass rush. Rolling left. He's going to be sacked. What a great play. Running him down. Coming a long way. Dominic Rummel, a sophomore. 5'11", 190-pounder. Really in pursuit of the quarterback. Came a long way from that backside and brought him down at the 47-yard line. A loss of 7.
It was a question of running. Quarterback's running to his left, still thinking of throwing. And can't really get at full speed if he wants to get rid of the ball. But, that young sophomore, Rummel, coming really hard and earned the sack.
4th down and 7. Pittston area at the Berwick 47-yard line. They are going for it. Nocita under center. Straight drop back to throw. Fires on the backfield behind the intended receiver. Incomplete. And Berwick will take over the football. 4:18 to go. Clock still running, of course, because we are in the mercy rule situation. And Berwick leading this one 36-0. So the Bulldogs are going to take a 6-1 record into their home game against Wyoming Valley West. Spartans have certainly had the best of that series of late. Going to that game next Friday at Crispin Field, as Bulldogs will take over at their 47-yard line.
Well, we still have this warm weather next week, Jim.
I hope so.
Oh,
I really
know
hope so.
You love it. Man, week 7, and you have it where you're in short sleeves and breaking a sweat. And it's supposed to be warm next week, too.
Mark off of 5 against the Bulldogs. The one real negative to Berwick's game tonight. And it's been a negative, as Andy's mentioned, during the course of the season. Lots of penalties. Averaging 9 a game coming into this one. And while we don't have the official number tonight, I'd say it's over that. Berwick from their 42 with a 1st and 15. Lawbaugh gives it straight ahead in the gain to about the 45-yard line.
Catch that number 43 in there, Jim. Dominic Rummel. We saw him before. Now offensively, not quite getting back to the line of scrimmage.
Actually picked up 4 on the play after that penalty. So it's 2nd down and 11 for Berwick at the 46-yard line with 2:50 remaining this one. Stick around afterwards. Andy will have all the stats for you, and Ben Willis bring us updated on the high school football scoreboard. As the call goes off the left side, Blaine Cleaver's the quarterback right now.
And Rummel, the running back, yet again off the right side. The number 2s are creating the seams for him. Coming sort of with the quick hitter, very vanilla offense inside the tackle.
6 yards on that carry, 3rd down and 5. Freshman Blaine Cleaver, the 3rd quarterback used by the Bulldogs tonight. Alex Force moved into the role of wide receiver, but he was injured in the first half and has not returned. Is the call. Rummel goes straight ahead, and he gets to about the Pittston area 45-yard line, where Berwick will face a 4th down and 1. They mark it at the 44. 4th and 1 for the Bulldogs at the 44.
Might be Blaine Cleaver sneaking it ahead himself.
Big enough to do that,
yeah.
and he will do it. off the right side.
Willie ever.
Cleaver, good surge, a good push from behind. Picks up 4 to the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. Just joining us, Berwick had all kinds of opportunities in the opening quarter, but couldn't get anything going. And there was no score after 1. But the Bulldogs, with 3 touchdowns in that second quarter and dominating this second half as well, and on their way to their 6th win of the season against just 1 loss. Cleaver under center. Gives the ball to Rummel. Lowers the shoulder. Strong effort by him. He gets to the 30-yard line. Picks up 10 on the play.
Strong finish to the play, but a finesse move right at the line of scrimmage. Man coming down, and he just stepped inside. A little hop step inside. Had about 7-8 yards of smooth sailing before dropping the shoulder and maximizing the run.
From the Pittston area, 30-yard line. Cleaver now will take a knee, and Berwick will put this one away. Bulldogs, after a slow start offensively to this one, come up big. Teams headed toward the center of the field to exchange handshakes. This one is in the books. Berwick 36, Pittston area nothing. We'll be back with the scoring, stats, and scores of other games. You're listening to Berwick Football and Classic Rock 103.5.
Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd Street and Oak Avenue in Berwick, has been serving Berwick and surrounding communities with heating oil since 1975. Anderson Enterprises provides home heating oil for residential and commercial customers at a low, affordable price. Anderson Enterprises, located on the corner of 2nd and Oak Street in Berwick. Call 570-752-3291. And keep warm this winter with Anderson Enterprises, proud to support the Berwick Bulldogs. And don't forget, they have dry ice as well.
When you need the services of a professional law firm, you need the law offices of Lutz & Petty at 916 West Front Street in Berwick. Lutz & Petty is your hometown choice for elder law and asset protection, criminal law, estate planning, real estate, and personal injury. The full-service legal team of Lutz & Petty takes this opportunity to wish the Berwick Bulldogs a successful and injury-free season. Call them at 570-218-4888. The law offices of Lutz & Petty, protecting you. Go Dogs!
The Classic Rock Channel, 103.5.
Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace.
Ryan, technician with Safe Light Auto Glass.
So you think all auto glass companies are the same? Well, they're not. With Safe Light, you get more. Every windshield we replace is backed by a national lifetime guarantee, keeping you covered wherever you are. Plus, SafeLight has more glass in stock than anyone, so we can get to you faster.
Just tell your insurance company you want SafeLight, or call us at 1-800-800-2727, or go to safelight.com.
Berwick Bulldog Football.
Taking a look at the high school football scoreboard this evening. Third quarter, Lewisburg trails Danville 35-28. Final, Southern Columbia over Montoursville 42-7. In the third, Central Columbia leads Hughesville 42-7. Fourth quarter, South Williamsport leads Bluesburg 35-14. In the third, Wyoming Valley West leads Haventon Heights 31-7. Delaware Valley leads Williamsport 55-17 in the third. In the fourth, Crestwood leads Tunkhannock 35-18. Lake Leland leads Nanticoke 28-14 in the fourth. Final, Dallas over Wallenpaupack 21-20. And Coughlin leads Myers 35-0 in the fourth quarter. I'm Ben Willis for Classic Rock 103.5.
Berwick, Bloomsburg, and Greater Hazelton, 103.5.
Roll tonight here at Charlie Trippey Stadium in Yatesville. They beat Pittston area 36-0. Their second shutout of the season. The game got off to a good start for Berwick. A 51-yard kick return by Alex Parks, giving them the ball at the 30-yard line of Pittston area. They eventually drove but gave it up at the 1-yard line. A great goal line stand by Pittston area, led by middle linebacker Dorian Ryans. Berwick had great opportunities that opening quarter, 3 times, including that one. They started Pittston area territory at the 30, the 32, and the 34, but came away with nothing. There was no score after 1. Berwick has yet to give a touchdown up in the first quarter of any game this season. In the second quarter, the Bulldogs took advantage of some short punts by Pittston area. The first one of 11 yards to the Patriots' 37-yard line. 3 plays later, Jared Marshman, playing for the first time this season, the senior quarterback, on a 1-yard keeper for the touchdown. He also set up the score at a 23-yard pass to Tegan Wilk. Ken Marshman kicked the extra point. Berwick had a 7-0 lead. Later in that second quarter, a 16-yard punt set up the Bulldogs at the Patriot 48-yard line. This time, 8 running plays. Evan Klinger, the last, from 1 yard out for the score, his 5th rushing touchdown of the season. Ken Marshman with the extra point. Berwick led 14-0. And then the Bulldogs got a big play from sophomore corner Ryan Lawbaugh as he stepped in front of a Walter Coles pass and returned it to the Patriot 28-yard line. 2 plays later, Jared Marshman, 21 yards and the touchdown to Justin Robbins. Ken Marshman with the extra point. That came with just 40 seconds to go in the second quarter as Berwick went in at halftime leading 21-0. Bulldogs leading on the scoreboard, dominating in the stats. 204 total yards, just 64 for Pittston area. And that domination on both the scoreboard and the stats continued in the third quarter. In fact, Berwick's first play from scrimmage after taking over at the Berwick 48-yard line, Jared Marshman back to throw, and a 52-yard bomb down the far side to Damon Beckhorn for the score. On the extra point attempt, Evan Klinger bobbled the snap, had to run with the football, and did successfully into the end zone to extend Berwick's lead to 29-0 with 9 minutes and 58 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bulldogs put one more on the board, later taking over at the Pittston area 47-yard line. Again, field position was a big strength for Berwick all night long. Bulldogs got a 22-yard run from Owen Shoemaker, eventually reached the 17-yard line where Marshman threw a strike to Damon Beckhorn. That looks like it's going to be a deadly combination the rest of this season. 17 yards, Marshman to Beckhorn for the score. Ken Marshman with the extra point. That made it 36-0 Berwick. Early in the fourth quarter, Frank Sheptock emptied his bench. There was no more threats of scoring, and the Bulldogs come up with their second shutout of the season. They go to 6-1 convincingly tonight. Berwick 36, Pittston area nothing. Stats in tonight's game, Andy Lickman.
Well, convincingly after the first quarter and the first half of the second quarter, then it was all Berwick, and they really flexed their muscles and dominated. On the stat sheet, it's total domination. Berwick with 386 yards in total offense. They held their opponent, Pittston area, to 78. Pittston area split just 16 yards rushing. Team that averages 115 yards a game held to just positive 16 yards and just 62 yards in the air. Again, this team averages 205 yards, third in the league. So just 62 yards and 16 for a total of 78 compared to Berwick's 386. Looking at it individually for Pittston in the running game, 19 rushes for the 16 yards. Kemar Woodruff really held in check. 10 carries, just 5 yards for him, averaging 77 yards a game. Berwick holds him to 5. Dylan Lukachuko, 2 carries for 8. Trevor Tye, 2 carries for 5. Nate Westnack, 1 carry for 4. Mike Nacito, the quarterback, sacked and lost 5. Walter Coles sacked a couple times, ends up with 3 carries for -1. By my count, 19 carries in all for a net of just 16 yards for Pittston area. I combined the quarterbacks. Mike Nacito was 1 for 2, but as a team, Pittston was 8 for 21 with 1 interception and 62 yards in the air. Kevin Krofchick, who's been getting 96 yards a game, well, Berwick held him to 2 catches, both in the first half, a total of 17 yards for him. Tony Gorey had 2 catches, but nets just a total of 1 yard. Brian Giambra caught an 8-yarder. Rich Wallace caught 2 for 18. And Dylan Lukachuko, 1 catch, stopped at the line of scrimmage. 62 in the air, 16 on the ground, a net of 78 yards in total offense for Pittston as Berwick's defense continues to dominate. And it's league leading, or Wyoming Valley Conference leading rushing yards with 63 yards a game. Here they're just giving up 16. The passing numbers will also come down. The total defense comes down. The points allowed comes down. Berwick just gets stronger each game, and the numbers keep getting more and more impressive. And the offensive numbers are impressive. Alvin with 51 plays for 386 yards. On the ground, 211 net. In the air, 175. So a real nice balance in there. Let's take a look at the passing. Jared Marshman, I believe, did all of the throwing. I have him as 12 of 17. No threats of any interception as he was very much on target, a total of 175 yards. Damon Beckhorn had 2 catches in the first half and then 2 big touchdown catches in the second half. In all, 4 for 84 yards for Damon Beckhorn. As Jared Marshman able to gauge the speed of Damon Beckhorn and hit him in stride. Tegan Wilcott, 4 catches as well, 44 yards for him, all in the first half. Jared Watts, 2 catches for 25. Justin Roberts, 2 catches for 22 to round out the receivers. 175 yards in the air for Berwick in a game where they pretty much limited the passing, I think by design, deciding to go with a lot more run as the game progressed. And the running was successful. Evan Klinger, I checked officially with Tom Robinson, who rider up here, 15 carries, 102 yards. So he does get that magic number, the 100-yard game, according to the statistics of a guy who can watch it a lot closer than I can as we go. Evan Klinger, 15 carries, 102 yards. Owen Shoemaker, 12 carries for 71. Very impressive in the second half. Joey Lynn, not many carries, but did a great job blocking straight out of fullback for Owen Shoemaker in the second half. His carries, 3 for 2. Damon Beckhorn, once out of the Wildcat, a nice 8-yard burst for him. Dominic Rummel, I thought, did a nice job in mop-up duty at the end. 4 carries, 25 yards. Alejandro Lopez had 3 carries, net of -1 yard for him. Looking at the others, the team lost 13 yards on 2 different plays. Blaine Cleaver, 1 carry for 4 yards, a quarterback sneak that just kept on going. And Jared Marshman took the ball forward 3 different times. Quarterback sneak touchdown, 12 yards in all on his 3. So 211 positive yards on the ground, 175 in the air. Berwick finishes with 386 yards in offense, and defensively holds a strong offensive team to just 78 yards in all. Game that didn't look like it was going to be successful from the start ends up very strong for Berwick, Jim.
It was indeed, and that defense came up big, and great news with how sharp Jared Marshman looked in his first appearance of the season. With the loss, Pittston area falls to 3-4 on the season. They'll be home against Nanticoke area next Friday. For the Bulldogs, they go to 6-1, and they'll welcome the Spartans of Wyoming Valley West to Crispin Field next Friday. Kickoff as usual at 7 o'clock. Our coverage as usual, starting with the Coach Sheptock Show at 6. We hope you'll join us for that one. The final again tonight, Berwick 36, Pittston area nothing. For Andy Lickney, our spotter Gary Kreischer, and our producer Raven Klein, this is Jim Doyle reminding you heard it live on Classic Rock 103.5.
You've been listening to Berwick Bulldogs football on Classic Rock 103.5. Brought to you by First Columbia Bank and Trust, with you every step of the way. Hogs Hollow Saloon, Route 93 in Berwick. See you after the game. Berwick Dental Arts, quality care for your dental health. Delos Bakery, Frias Avenue in Berwick. The Medicine Shop, East 9th Street in Berwick. Neighbor Fence Company, residential and commercial fencing. Anderson Ice Company, keeping you cool all year long. Home Away from Home Boarding Kennels, a dream getaway for your dog. Harry's Sporting Goods, hashtag you need new sneaks. Red's Roofing, the roofing ninjas of Berwick, for all your home improvements. Metrocast Cablevision, cutting edge entertainment for the whole family to enjoy. Safe Light Auto Glass, Safe Light Repair, Safe Light Replace. First Keystone Community Bank, yesterday's traditions, tomorrow's vision. Mayo Funeral Home of Berwick and Shikshini. The law offices of Lutz and Petty, protecting you. Welsh's Towing and Repair, towing, recovery, and lockout services. ND Accounting and Consulting, your hometown CPA firm. Riverview Block Inc. of Berwick. And by Yannick Real Estate, commercial and residential. Now, let's get back to the music on Classic Rock 103.5.